Break it down. Give me 5 people you ready to fight right now.
Timothy Bradley, Paulie, Floyd Mayweather, Devin Alexander, and whoever the fans want to see.
Listen, I told you give them something visual, so you went ahead and made your own YouTube-based TV show. It's an array of IPAs and fighters on the road. Got a question? Put them in your comment section right below. Barbershop talk while you're sitting in your living room. Pacquiao, Mayweather, and we can't forget the brews. Coming to you live with the scoops like a ladle. Allow me to introduce the boxing round table.
Rollo Jenkins, boxologist, Zone 6, Dre, BT Pound, 78 Fight News, Blood Boxing, Blood Fists, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Female Boxing Fan, Carter J, Pull Counter, Joker Boxing, D Styles, the whole YTBC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to do it like this. We're going to take some of this volume down to about 9 and have the background going. All right, man. Yeah, this your boy Zone 6 coming at you with another video live in HD. Notepad or pencil straight off the temple. You're here with me at the Eastside Palace. It's going down. All right, so we back on schedule like we kind of normally do. I fit it in where I can get it in. It is what it is. Let me start by saying this. We're probably going to be also knocking down a lot of football content. As you can see, the avatar is Travis Kelce, the greatest or one of the best tight ends in the league right now currently. You guys know what it is. You know what it ain't. We're probably going to be dropping some videos on football. I might come back tonight, depending on what the fellas doing. Phil Walker, Rollo Jenkins, depending on if they're free, we'll probably drop some football content tonight. Definitely, I will be back with something for football probably tomorrow before the games. I want to make sure that I clear my schedule out and try to see if I got everything done. And if not, it'll definitely be Friday. We'll get it in. We'll get a rhythm on the football. We got a good conversation just in case you guys want to know about it. We're talking about Dak Prescott, man. Behind the scenes, man, me and the engineers. Is Dak, this is a boxing conversation, but it's also sports. Is Dak Prescott a current top 10 quarterback in the league? Now, you can just design your criteria however you see fit to bring whatever it is that you feel you need to bring to the table. You can talk about that in the comment section because that'll be the next video. But that's not why I disturb you this evening. Dwayne said, hell no, 12. That's what I told him. I told him the same thing, Dwayne. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's a whole nother. I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to do it. We got to wait to Phil Walker get on here, probably Clark, probably some, Rollo Jenkins. Usual suspect, man, so we can have a great panel. And we're going to see what it is and what it ain't. We're going to wait till the Thursday night game. But I got you guys. Football is on the way. Fantasy talk. Results from week 1 is in. We're going to talk about week 1 in fantasy football. And is Dak a top 10 quarterback? And just who is top 10? Who's number 1? Who's number 2, 3, 4, 5? It ain't just to pick on Dak. What you think about Deshaun Watson? What you think about Kirk Cousins? What you think about Matthew Stafford? What you think about Patrick Mahomes? The usual stuff. All right. So, again, as usual, that is coming. So, if you're a football head and you're not so astute in boxing and you kind of just listen to boxing and you want to try something else, come on, man. We're going to talk that football shit. And we're going to crank up on basketball this year, too. So, do not get that twisted. I also do fantasy basketball, so that's going to be a thing that is coming as well, too. We'll talk about that in its entirety. So, football on the way for week 2 and week 1 complete wrap-up is Dak a top 10 quarterback currently in the league? Just leave your comments. It is what it is. So This is gonna be a short one. Short and sweet. KO in the 10th round probably because it's Terrence Crawford. Listen, man. Listen. I'm disappointed in Terrence Crawford. I'm going to tell you what disturbs me when athletes talk like how Terrence Crawford talked. I'm just not a fan of it, man. I'm just not a fan of it because of the simple fact that you're paid to do a job. And I am a person who does not pirate your income in your talents. I actually support it with money that comes out of my pocket. So I have a complete right to be on YouTube and I'm evaluating my purchase. I don't know what everybody else is doing and what they calling content and what their version of content is. I'm speaking on something and the things that I participate in with my money and my funding and my leisure time and my attention. My attention and time is not free. And not only is it not free, but my money obviously come with value and currency. So when I'm on here, I'm talking about stuff that I'm actually invested in. Okay, I'm not here just to create content to extract money. I'm here to talk about the money that I've spent and the energy and time that I've spent evaluating these things in my personal leisure. And you guys are always more than welcome to join me and not. I am totally disappointed in Terrence Crawford. There's no reason to get on the internet and start talking like how Earl Spence talked about you. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay? You don't got yourself, you're smelling yourself. You don't went over there to PBC. You don't tasted the money or felt the money or the money don't hit your fucking account. Okay? And now you got all these ideas of grandeur. A lot of fantasy fights been talked about. Talk about you versus Tank. Talk about you and Earl Spence in a rematch. You and Boots Ennis. You and possibly Keith Thurman. You and Jermell Charlo. You and Tim Tszyu. You and Canelo Alvarez. Okay? And it's got even to the point to where, you know, people say, well, can he beat Benavidez? And they trying to slide that in there. If you think he can beat Canelo, do you think he can beat, Benavidez? I don't like when people talk about not fighting people. And let's go through this because I see some good ones coming in off the top. So first of all, let's do this. Shout out to Dwayne. Okay, let me pay my respect. Shout out to my boy. We be on the football shit. Big Blunts, shout out to you. Lisa, the queen. Everybody loves Lisa. Shout out to her. Dwayne, absolutely. Dak is not top 10. He's probably 12. I agree with you. Lisa is shouting out Dwayne. Dwayne responded back to Lisa with a fist pump. I ain't going to say pound because, that might allude to some other stuff. Shelton Moore, the OG. He's saying what's up to Lisa. Lisa is responding and acknowledge that. And Lisa is saying really to the boxing portion of this about me being disappointed in Crawford, I'm sure. Zone 6 wasn't. Zone 6, what's up? I know that was a typo. D-Block, my brother who's known me. You mad because of what he said about KT? Laugh out loud. No. He said it about Danny Garcia too. He said he wouldn't fight Danny Garcia or Keith Thurman based on him feeling some type of way. So I'm going to say this. It don't matter if it's Keith Thurman involved. It doesn't matter if it's Danny Garcia or Boots. Okay, so why every time Keith Thurman come into the equation, you guys make it about Keith Thurman? It's not about Keith Thurman. I don't talk about Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is a welterweight that I believed in that can beat all these other welterweights. And so far he's done that except to Pacquiao. Pacquiao whooped him. Okay. Now we got to see what he could do beyond that, which has been absolutely nothing. So there's really even nothing in Keith Thurman's corner or in Keith Thurman's pot to be mad, indifferent, or excited about it all because he's done nothing. Right? There's nothing to be excited about Danny Garcia because he's done nothing. There's nothing to be excited about Boots because he's done nothing, right? The only person that has done something that is in the realm of possibilities for your boy Terrence Crawford is Canelo, who's the main person who's done something and accomplished the most, and Charlo, who's accomplished the most. And Tank, if you want to argue that, Tank has technically done nothing. He ain't even fought the people that he's supposed to fight. So at the end of the day, it's a lot of motherfuckers who ain't done nothing. And then let's not act like you niggas went rooting for Earl Spence saying that fucking Crawford ain't done nothing. So let's knock this shit off. Don't just because I said something about football, don't get this shit twisted like I won't smash on this boxing shit. Hold on, my attention ain't divided. Nigga, I ain't forgot about boxing. Don't get it twisted. You gotta watch what you say around here, because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm telling you, like I told you guys about fucking Earl Spence Jr. Earl Spence Jr. adopted this fuck nigga attitude, and it has led him to get his ass whooped and the car crashes and all kind of shit that fucked his career up. When you be a fuck nigga, you gonna get a fuck nigga price. That's how that go. And when niggas start, see, I like Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford was a solid, down-to-earth, 10 toes type nigga. He was with his family, with his wife, with everything else, doing his thing. He was saying all the right things. He wasn't rah. He wasn't so ignorant and quiet where you couldn't understand what he was saying. He was saying all the right things, bro. Yeah, man, whatever. They gonna always say they ain't gonna give me no credit. He was being a prophet. He was prophesizing on the idiotic behavior within the welterweight division and PBC. Dude, now you're with Al Heyman, so don't get on here telling me that you still mad at motherfuckers, and you're under the nigga who orchestrated that, you son of a bitch. I can't stand, I don't like Crawford now. I don't like his Skeletor looking ass. I don't like the nigga. I don't care what happens to him. I respect him. My shit ended with Earl Spence Jr. in the last fight. I'm telling you right now, I suspect that he should stop Earl Spence in the next fight. But when people start talking like this, man, and saying weird shit like this, I don't trust that kind of stuff, man. Your hunger, your anger, your attitude, the enthusiasm toward what you need to be starts to diminish to me, because you start saying shit like this shit is like bitch shit. Like when Spence let Mayweather say, I'm not going to fight you. You need to fight Thurman. I knew he was a hold in. Let me give an example. What I would say is, you got me fucked up, my nigga. You ain't telling me who the fuck I can and can't fight because I want to whoop your fucking ass, nigga. I ain't talking about Keith Thurman. I blacked your shit in the gym. You kicked me out like a whole ass nigga. And I'm saying, nigga, if they line me up with you, I'll bust your shit, Floyd, and Keith Thurman. But I'll bust your shit too, my nigga, because we're in the same weight class. I can't stand a nigga who let another nigga tell another nigga to tell another nigga what he should and should not be doing. That shit burns me up, and I hate them type of niggas. I hate them type of niggas. Them are bitch ass niggas to me. I don't give a fuck what you niggas say. That's bitch nigga tendency shit. And if you're a female and you're around them kind of niggas, you're a bitch ass bitch too. I don't fuck with that shit. Because those are the type of motherfuckers that are cowards. Those are the motherfuckers that switch it up on you. They'll say what, I don't trust that shit. Nah, my nigga, that's why I don't fuck with that. So what I'm saying to y'all is this. I don't like guys who do that. Don't pick and choose, because you just talking shit to Tank, though. You was ready to pull a Tank card. And you was ready to fight Canelo, so that, okay, all right, he said he want to fight Canelo. He want to fight Charlo. That's solid. Now when it comes to Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman, you taking that and saying, I got an attitude now because they wouldn't recognize me as the WBO champion. I'm mad. My name is Terrence Crawford from Nebraska, and I got a fucking attitude like a bitch, nigga. Like, man, come on, this shit like arguing with a fucking woman. I got an attitude. I'm mad because they didn't fight me when I asked them to fight them. Man, I'm so mad. I got it. My temper need to be changed. Okay, the ultimate thing is to beat the shit out of a nigga that you don't like and that you disagree with. So my thing would be, first of all, Terrence Crawford, you're talking about going up to beat Canelo. Let's get this shit straight, my nigga. So you got a transition route to take to get to this nigga Canelo. Who the fuck you gonna fight, nigga? Janabek? If Danny Garcia is at 160, Danny Garcia is with PBC, and nigga, you with PBC too. So let's stop the bullshit. So nigga, you in the orchestrating crew now. You're not with Bob Arum. You're not independent, nigga. You with the man. That's the man. And this nigga gonna tell you exactly what to do, and you gonna fall fucking in line just like everybody else, just like Canelo and everybody else that follows Al Heyman fucking lead. So nigga, stop the dumb nigga shit. You on their side now, so don't switch it up, nigga. You know exactly now what's going on because you're over there. So stop it. Now all of a sudden you goddamn, now you, soon as you get over there, my nigga, now you talking like them niggas. But you couldn't understand why they weren't talking like they was talking. But then you over there talking like they talking right now under Al Heyman. I mean, soon as you get the fuck over there, you telling us now who the fuck you ain't gonna fight. But you don't understand why they was doing it? Man, I can see this shit a lot. Boy, you can't fool me, nigga. I'm universally sound. And when I'm talking about universal, I'm talking about the sun, that kind of knowledge, nigga. This shit you can't teach in a book. 1 + 1 = 2, nigga. I am a master at reading human behavior, nigga. The fuck is we talking about? You're over there at this. You signed with the same nigga who you saying you got a problem with. You over there in the same stable with the niggas that you got a problem with. You're signed to the nigga who is the orchestrator of the one who said, take that WBO shit off the goddamn board, nigga. Am I lying? Nigga, do you think Keith Thurman the one who said, we don't recognize the WBO with any authority? Who the fuck is Keith Thurman to not recognize the WBO? Nobody's listening to fucking Keith Thurman. Nobody's listening to Earl Spence. Nobody's listening to nobody that's trying to discredit a sanctioning body. A boxer does not have more power than a sanctioning body, man. The only person or only entity that can contest or shit on a sanctioning body or a particular belt is the actual people with power, which is the networks in conjunction with the manager and promotional outfit, which is PBC. PBC had the bid to display all their fights on Fox and bounce, and they decided to only put up the 3 champions for the IBF, the WBC, and the WBA, leaving your ass out. So the question is, whose fault is it really? You need to go talk to Al Heyman about the very stick that you have in your ass. That has nothing to do with putting hands and beating the shit out of Keith Thurman, which we suspect you should do. If we suspect you should beat the shit out of Keith Thurman, what is the ultimate satisfaction? To beat the shit out of Keith Thurman and render his ass unconscious and then move on to another fight. That's how you get your get back. Getting your get back to me ain't avoiding a fucking fight in a career field in which you're supposed to be fighting everybody. This shit don't make sense, man. So let me get this straight. I'm gonna make sure I'm correct. Terrence Crawford, you're not going to fight Boots, nor Keith Thurman, nor Danny Garcia. See, now that's too fucking much now. Now, okay. You're not going to fight Boots. They've been asking you about Danny Garcia because he beat you before. And that's an intriguing fight to people. We just need Danny to get active. Danny's at 60. He's supposed to be fighting long. We wait on that. We're trying to see how Danny look. That's a fight that you can have at 160. He's a big, solid, strong, sturdy welterweight. That'll prepare you in your jump to 68. So Danny's he's not so dangerous about a realm of a 50-50 fight, regardless of weight class. 54, Keith Thurman and Earl Spence and Boots all will be, and Zoo will all be good alternatives as opposed to Jamel, because Jamel is busy right now. Jamel done already told you to shut the fuck up, and he's sunning your ass. We're supporting you. Getting on his ass about not fighting who the fuck he's supposed to fight. Now you gonna come back and tell us who the fuck you don't supposed to fight? Bro, first of all, Canelo and Jamel is finna fight. Let's knock it off with the bullshit. Stop it. Okay? You finna fight Earl Spence in December. Okay, we don't know what it's gonna look like in May for you, and if you gonna jump up to fight Canelo, if you gonna get that fight. You may be tasked to fight Boots at 54, or you may be tasked to fight Keith Thurman at 54, or Zoo at 54, and then jump up to 160 and get a Danny Garcia in transition up to fucking Canelo Alvarez. Most people don't even think you got a shot. At least give people the trajectory and the pathway to see how it could make sense. I would have you whooping Canelo. But when you talk like this, I got to change my mind, because you can't be talking like this and have that kind of mindset, man. Your balls got to be screwed on tight when you starting talking about the back end of your career and moving up. That sensitivity shit ain't going to get you nowhere. Look at what he got Amir Khan. Amir Khan, one of the greatest all-time sensitive boxers ever to fucking live, and his career's always been up and down, in and out, wishy-washy, all over the place, like an emotional roller coaster, like a bitch. Zab Judah is another one, all over the place, up and down, all over the place, emotional, this, that, and the third, like a bitch. That's why these guys was inconsistent. Oscar De La Hoya, up and down, all over the place, fishnet stockings, he want to control this, control that, all over the place, man. No structure, no discipline, and he got his ass whooped. See, that's what happens, man. That's unbecoming of a man. That shit is the inherent death of manhood. All right, let's keep on going through, man. What's up, Bruce Gas? Yep. There's ride for Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman ain't doing that, though. Okay, Al Money, what's up? Lisa in here. Money Brown. Yeah, Money Brown, he didn't believe in, I don't know if he in, because I know some of you niggas stop in and stop out. I don't know if, I can't support Terrence Crawford right now, man. I'm off the Terrence Crawford train. I don't like what he's saying. I don't like when niggas talk like that. I don't like when niggas talk all that scary, shaky bullshit. I don't like that, man. I just don't like that. Okay, let me see what Dwayne say. Dwayne might have a good point here. He says, Zone, I agree with you. However, I just think Bud is in his feelings about being blackballed, but to a degree, it was his fault. That's okay. Most people feel like Bud getting screwed over was because he didn't have the proper business model. He was over there with a guy who most people consider to not have the best lucrative financial advancement of black people in mind. This guy gonna make you fight Bob Arum. He's gonna build your career, but at the same time, you're not gonna get the money that you truly deserve and net. Now he's over here with PBC. Now people feel like, okay, he's good now. He should have an understanding. But bro, I don't like niggas who, I don't like that, man. I can't listen. I still got him beating Earl Spence, but I don't know what this guy's mindset like. I think he's disciplined. Think he's outstanding. I think we watching a great. I'm not gonna go against him. I'm not gonna go with the nigga. I'm just gonna stay in the middle, man. Cause these niggas always get to a point where they say some shit out their mouth that I just don't like. It's same thing with Keith Thurman. It had nothing to do with no fucking Earl Spence. I liked Earl Spence at first until I seen Earl Spence when he got thrown out the gym for Floyd Mayweather for blacking his eye allegedly. And then he started playing buddy with Floyd and let Floyd wrap his arms around him and all that shit like he his protege. Like, bro, you your own grown-ass man. This all you got, nigga, is boxing. You don't have a college education. You don't have any other things outside of boxing, my nigga. You don't have time to be in here letting a nigga wrap you up in his arms that just kicked you out of his fucking gym because you gave him work. And he's in your weight class and he's a potential fight with you. And you're an African-American black prime fighter, which we know Floyd don't fight. So how you let that nigga tell you to go beat this other yellow-ass lame nigga up with this ponytail? I want both of y'all. It ain't no, you can't tell me which nigga I should fight. I want to fight both of y'all niggas, period. That's when I knew Earl Spence was a sucker, and I knew his day was coming. Keith Thurman, always out here analyzing shit instead of fucking fighting. He always got some shit to say about somebody else and what they should do and what he think he see. Then when he get in the ring, he always injured. He always got a fucking excuse. Well, Keith Thurman, what the fuck should you be doing? How about that? Keith Thurman, what the fuck should you be doing? That's what pissed me off with him. That's his problem. All these two niggas now under the PBC. Danny Garcia, all right, now I got mental health issues. He want to be a rapper. His sisters are models. He's doing business in Philly. He say he good. He don't need boxing. Then come and find out the nigga got mental health issues, man. See, this shit right here, man, with PBC, I don't like when niggas go to PBC, man. You got to be Floyd, man. That's why I respect Floyd Mayweather with Al Haymon, because you got to have your ball screwed on tight and responsible. You have to have a regiment and be responsible to get the money that Al Haymon presents. I like Al Haymon. I've always been on the record to say that Al Haymon, he's such a good dude that these fighters take advantage and they just run loose with freedom. They like kids, even though they grown men. Y'all gotta think, man. Most of these niggas barely got out of high school. These niggas are not on a higher thinking level. They're world-class athletes and not football players. They're boxers. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say boxers are. I'm not trying to diss boxers, but they're not as smart as football players and basketball players and baseball players. Let's keep it a buck, because there's a student athlete component at minimum to being a basketball player, baseball player, soccer player, football player. Boxing, there's no requirement because it's not in high school. That's why they need to bring that shit back to high school, man, so they can make these niggas have to pass some fucking grades to box. Money Brown laughing out loud. He probably laughing out loud at me because I'm switching it up. Absolutely. There go Dwayne again. I think Crawford will still fight Thurman because it sells. Danny would rather meet God before he fights Crawford. He might. All right. And he says, Zone, Crawford has been around females his whole life. Yeah, he has. A bunch of them. They alley as fuck too. It is what it is. I got you. I know what you meant. His whole life. All right. So Dwayne says, so he going to show female tendencies. This is one of them big petties. Oh, that's one of them being petty. My bad. All right. Then D-Block, he in here. All Crawford hate aside. You think Spence beats Crawford this time around? Let's get some NFL talking. Hit me up. Okay, yeah, D-Block, we're going to talk about that. Hey, I asked him about Dak Prescott. Is he top 10? But I don't think that changed anything for Earl Spence, because Earl Spence is already knee-deep in being a bitch. Crawford is just introducing himself into being a bitch. It takes a while for the bitch-ass consequences to catch up with you being a bitch-ass nigga. You know, when a bitch-ass nigga be a bitch-ass nigga, you watch him for a while, you like, man, this nigga really going to keep stealing out them folks' store like that? God damn. Next thing you know, the cops done shot the nigga dead, and everybody out here got this nigga baby pictures up with his baby shoes around the dashboard talking about, oh, Lord Jesus, my baby, black on black crime, these white folks out here doing this. When we watch the nigga operate with impunity for over goddamn 6 months stealing out these folks' store. Okay, see, that's how I do. It catch up with you later. Earl Smith shit caught up with him this past 3 months ago, and it's finna catch up with his ass again in December, because Crawford gonna whoop his ass, but Crawford bitch assness gotta catch up with him probably when he fight Canelo Alvarez. That's not the time to be talking about all that prima donna shit. This ain't time to be prima donna. Crawford, you at the finish line of greatness, dog. If you won't be like this, if you pissed off that bad, man, just go and fight Earl Spence, and I just say retire. I don't even want to see you. If you finna have this fucking new attitude, this bitch made nigga attitude, I don't want to see you fight no more, bro. I'm just cool on that shit, because you finna get your ass stopped. It is what it is. All right. This is my boy, I Am Cam. Let me see. Danny been running from Bud since 140, and neither Keith Thurman nor Danny got to generate the payday that Canelo will. Yeah, I understand that, but what that got to do with the nigga acting like a whole ass nigga talking about who he ain't gonna fight though? Over at the PBC, in which the niggas he talking about he ain't gonna fight is there. See, this shit is crazy. So now okay. Let me get this straight. Let me get ready to drop this link too, man. Let me fuck all that. Let me hear what y'all got to say live in HD. I'm tripping. Let's not make this all about me. Let me get through this shit real quick. Let me see. Smoke Session Smoke. Okay, she shouting out, Cam, I see you. Cam, I see you. What's up, boy? And then D-Block saying that's true. Keith called it a WBO. No, man, I'm like, we don't care about Keith Thurman, man. Keith Thurman a square ass nigga. Nobody cares. Danny Garcia keep ducking Bud. Okay. All right. Okay, Dwayne, shout out to Lisa. Let me catch up with y'all real quick. Okay, there go Phil Walker. I see you. Man, let me drop the link so we don't got to just listen to me talk. And I'm going to just give you my opinion live in HD. All right. And Lisa says, is there any scientific evidence to substantiate that zone? What part? What part, Lisa? What part? Okay, and then Cam says, Al Haymon brought the BS 360 deal from rap into listen, Cam, listen. I'm finna tell y'all right now. Hey, shit, y'all gonna tell me today. I thought about this for 2 days. Since I heard the information when it came out, I said, I ain't gonna say that. Let me chill. I listened to your video, Cam, because you know I fuck with Cam. I listened to everybody. I ain't even, matter of fact, I ain't even asked the fellas. We didn't even get to talk about that shit because we were talking about the NFL. I ain't get to ask them their opinion about it. But in matter of fact, I did get to ask one of my partners about it. Here go my man right here, man. Let me get my boy Phil Walker in here. What's up, Phil? What's up, bro?
Man, what's the deal, man? You already know what the fuck going on, man. I'm here, you cooking, man. Hey, let me know when you want me to go.
Hey, it's on you. Listen, it's on you. Hey, but listen, don't start that shit, man, about Dak Prescott. Yeah, because we'll turn this shit inside out.
Hey, man, look here, man. We gonna get to that, dog. You understand what I'm saying? But on another note, though, I ain't gonna lie, man. You know, this shit kind of weird to me because, you know, now you in the position to be able to fight these guys. Like, I mean, this is the thing right here. We all know the first time around why you ain't fight those guys, man. Everybody knows it was the business side of things. Outside of, you know, positioning where you wanted to position yourself in order to get the fight that you just got to become undisputed. I understand that. But, you know, it was all business. You dig? It wasn't, none of this shit was personal. You know, so now I'm feeling like Crawford has altered into a more of a personal response versus, you know, the guy that I'm used to is just kicking ass and taking names. You understand what I'm saying? Want to smoke with whoever wanna come his way. Now you're over there with these guys, man. You want to be picking, you want to be choosy, and all this other kind of shit, man. I'm gonna tell you something. It sounds like the same shit Earl Spence did when he came to Keith Thurman. I didn't like it then. Oh, I'm not gonna fight him because he didn't want to fight me when X, Y, and Z and all this other kind of shit. Man, look, bro, who gives a fuck if he didn't want to fight you then? He want to fight you now. It's a good fight, credible opponents. All these guys that he's talking about he don't want to fight have been champions at one point in time. Keith Thurman was a unified champion. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, I don't like the way Crawford is moving. You understand what I'm saying? Now, he can self-correct. It's not too late for him to self-correct. But right now, in the meantime, in between time, man, Crawford talking like a sucker to me. You understand what I'm saying? We know you got the Spence fight. Okay. Who you going to fight after that? All right. Let's just say you want to fight Mel. My deal is this right here. You're on the PBC side, so the options are essentially limitless when it comes to opponents that you can fight in or around your weight class. Man, all the stars have aligned with Terrence Boyd Crawford, PBC, and a whole fucking stable of fighters that are there for the taking that can add to this man's legacy. He's on the road to greatness, man. But when you start talking like this, and you know you want to be on that prima donna shit, that lollipop shit, you understand what I'm saying? That sucker shit, then I gotta kind of question, you know, what's the motivation at this point? Because at one point in time, I already knew what the motivation was, and it was to be great. I'm not getting that same sense of urgency when you start saying I'm not going to fight this guy because of the way you feel about something. Hey, man, niggas let their nuts hang. Women feel shit. You understand what I'm saying? So I say let your nuts hang, man. And that's all I got to say about that at the current moment, man. I'm going to let Dwayne cook.
Yeah. You know, so before you go, I'm go ahead. I'm gonna let you go. You got it. But I actually didn't expect. Me and Phil, we talk all the time. Y'all know that this ain't even pre-rehearsed. I kind of thought he would be more lenient than me because I was really leaning toward Crawford hard, and he was more so in the middle. So I'm surprised, to be honest with you, Phil. That was kind of good shit. That's kind of news to me. But go ahead, Dwayne. What you think, man?
Nah, like I said, look, Bud's been raised by females, man, and you could just tell this is just a female type shit, you know, that people do. You know what I mean? So I'm just looking at it like that. To be honest, though, what I will say for Bud, I've always said this: he has the Michael Jordan / Kobe Bryant mentality of like, well, Kobe was more of a okay, I'm a bust your ass type guy. Michael Jordan was like, anything you say to me, I'm gonna take it personal, and that's how I just look at what Crawford does. He uses stuff like that to just light a fire under him. So I was, to me, this was out of character, because I'm thinking all this shit these guys have ducked you or said about you. You've come over to PBC. This was your chance to basically clean them out. Clean out. If you really wanted to do a boss shit, clean out the whole PBC stable. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was looking at it. But from now, him saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna fight this guy," basically limiting his options. It's some sucker shit, man. It's just sucker shit. You know what I mean?
All right. Now I'm gonna introduce AC. Let me move this. I got you, Lisa, on that about, and I'm glad Phil here as well too, because I gotta give a shout out to Phil. And he was a collegiate football. He's on that path, so he knows about the academic standard in pursuit of professional football. And I let him speak to that. And the question is, Lisa, you says that football, basketball, soccer players are more intelligent than boxers. And I'm saying that based on the student athlete concept and the fact that you have to produce grades from middle school all the way up, even at the youth football level, to demonstrate that you at least comprehend the work and understanding in school. Now, is the shit shady, JD, rigged? I don't know. I'll let Phil speak to that, because he's the person that's went the farthest with the academic football track, and he can speak to the intelligence of the athletic situation between boxers and all that kind of stuff. But AC, I know you rock with him with the Terrence Crawford thing, and I'm with you, man. I kind of had him beating Canelo, but bro, I'm coming off that real quick, and maybe you can spark something back in me. Maybe you can give me a different perspective, but I don't like how he talking, AC. I just don't like it. Go ahead, AC. You got the flow.
Yeah, basically, I'm going to say it like this. Every person, as a human being, we all have our limitations. As far as Canelo goes, and I'm just going to speak on that, and I'm going to go through each fighter who said some stupid shit. Well, Canelo recently came out and said, Bud has never had a major fight. Tell me what major fight Canelo had besides Floyd Mayweather picking him. If it wasn't for Floyd, you wouldn't be shit. You weren't at your prime, and Floyd Mayweather wasn't at his prime. So you didn't have two prime fighters who was like undefeated fighting for something like undisputed. So Canelo, shut the fuck up. You pussy, in my opinion, because you even went the fucking fuckboy route with the franchise belt.
That's a good point. They wouldn't prime. That's a good point, bro. I never thought about it like that.
Exactly. So as far as Keith Thurman saying shit, Keith Thurman asked for $10 million. He said, I need 10 million. What the fuck is 10? 10 million, motherfucker. You got Manny Pacquiao who asked for 40 million. Now everybody is saying, yeah, Bud should fight Jerron Boots Ennis, but we didn't see that same energy when Errol was right there. Jerron ain't fought nobody, so what does it do for Bud fighting a motherfucker that ain't fight nobody? So these fuckboy fans out here could talk more stupid shit about him. At the end of the day, when you're on the top and you getting criticism for doing what you're supposed to do, and then they want to discredit you by saying, Snap, you was on Snap, you was on Snack, and you had Snack in your stable. Snack is on your team. When the fuck did anybody ever see that guy, Victor Conte, was part of Team Crawford, part of B&B Academy? So you got people just making up shit and then want to argue you down and then try to tell you ain't intelligent because you ain't listening and all of this other stupid shit. At the end of the day, we all human. We are all human, and you can't take but so much every time you turn on social media and you see somebody saying something negative about your great accomplishments.
Nah, AC, the only problem is, though, I agree with you in all aspects of life. But in life, there's exceptions. Even when you name the Canelo stuff, and Phil Walker said, I agree, but this is where I disagree. This is the one profession that you get to legally assault somebody and handle it at the most primitive level to figure this shit out. See, that's the only problem I got with this. It ain't a team sport. It ain't your mama. It ain't your daddy. It ain't who got the best grade. If you feel that type of way, you can literally. No one on here thinks that Keith Thurman, that Crawford don't stop Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia. You have to transition up to fight Canelo anyway. What are you going to do in between that? Who are you going to fight in between that? You're with PBC. The issue is not with Keith Thurman. Al Heyman is the one who took the WBO shit off the thing. It wasn't Keith Thurman. Al Heyman is the one who maneuvered these players to fight each other outside of you. He gave Earl Smith the blueprint, and Earl Smith followed exactly what that man said. Now you're over there. Now you're saying what kind of shit you ain't gonna do, but you didn't understand it before, but you're demonstrating it now. I don't like shit like that. Go ahead.
But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I still have to look at. I'm still gonna go with the human aspect of it, because if he beats Keith Thurman, what credit does Bud get by beating the shit out of Keith Thurman? He beat already their number one. One of their number one top dogs, because over at PBC it's basically Wilder.
Look at what you said. You said one of their top dogs at welterweight. He ain't the only one though. He ain't beat Thurman. He ain't beat Boots.
What does he get? What does he get out of beating the shit out of Thurman and beating the shit out of Jaron Ennis that he didn't get from beating the shit out of Errol, who had 3 belts? He's gonna take more brutal criticism for nothing, because the fans want him to fight these 2 nobodies when the biggest fight for him is for the PBC is fucking up Jamel Charlo.
Bro, they don't like. Hold on, AC. No one likes Terrence Crawford. Let's knock this shit off.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000 with that.
Let me throw this in. You can get it back and slide Cam in there. I just want to say, no one likes Terrence Crawford. Even after he beat the dog shit out of Earl Spence, people still don't like him. It ain't over. They don't like him. People think that he's taking steroids, bro. That means they don't like him. It's only a few people that's giving him respect. It's going to be excuses. Terrence Crawford is going to have to fucking accept that. Okay? No one's giving him a chance except a couple of niggas like us on YouTube to beat Canelo Alvarez. No one likes Terrence Crawford, bro. We just got to come to terms with it. I don't know why they don't like the nigga, but they just don't like him, bro. He's never going to be this Floyd Mayweather beloved figure. He's never going to be that, dog.
So you 1,000 on that.
Okay.
You 1,000 on that.
So AC, and I'm going to get that. Since we know you're never going to be liked, let's stop it. This man, 30-some years old, nigga, you ain't going to be liked. It's no different from you fighting Kovalowski's, no credit, never fighting fucking Earl Spence, a billion excuses, and they actually think he going to whip your ass in the rematch after they saw what you done. Fighting Keith Thurman in Boots and all that shit ain't going to change nothing. It's just only going to add to your legacy, bro. If he fighting for likes, if this nigga fighting for likes, bro, I'm done with Crawford. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't see. Here's where I disagree with you, Zone. I agree with you 100% on everything you previously said, but the latter part, Keith Thurman fight at this point in his career does nothing for his legacy. Not a fucking thing. Because what they're gonna say is, oh, when the last time Keith Thurman was in, which is a legitimate argument. Keith Thurman has done less in the last 3 years than Errol. So I gotta go that direction as just a fan. Now for me, you get in there and you bust down Jamel. Fighting Jaron Boots Ennis, who hasn't done shit in 30 fights, that doesn't do nothing. At the end of the day, it doesn't help his legacy. His 2 legacy fights is Jamel Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. After that, get the fuck out, because these motherfuckers don't like you anyway. That's the way. I'm just gonna call it like that. I agree with you that they don't like him. I agree that everybody has their limitations when they hear and see what a fighter posts and everything. And what he posted is gonna rub some people the wrong way, even his own fans. But at the end of the day, I have to look at it and say, damn, the man is right though. I may not like it, but yeah, the man is right, and that's my cook.
Okay, so let me Phil go, and then Cam, you gonna have the flow because I know how you are about Terrence. Phil, go ahead, and then Cam, you got it uninterrupted.
All right, this is what I'm saying right here, bro. I'm gonna keep it G. Like, and this is the problem. I don't see how a once unified champion within the same division as this man does nothing for his legacy. To me, that makes no sense at all. It's not like, obviously Keith Thurman has had his obstacles, but he's only lost to Manny Pacquiao, right? Who's, you know, considered by some people to be an all-time great, right? One of the all-time greats. So, look, at the end of the day, Keith Thurman is still a good fight because you know why? Terrence Crawford said that Keith Thurman is a good fight. Now he's just recently got on this high horse shit, said I'm not going to fight Keith Thurman. But once upon a time, no, you said Keith Thurman was the hardest fight at 147 pounds. So for me, I personally still think if the fight is available, in the meantime, in between time, I think that is something that you should consider. I don't think you should cut off any of your options, especially if you're going to continue to fight. So at the end of the day, man, I didn't like when Errol Spence did it, okay? And I don't like when Crawford is doing it right now. I don't think any fighter should say who they not going to fight because, bro, this is what you're getting paid to do. If he's a credible fucking opponent, okay, and the people want to see it, then it fucking needs to be done, bro. Like, at the end of the day, you ain't got no reason not to fight Keith Thurman outside of the way you feel about a decision that was made when you asked him to fight you the first time.
I disagree.
Yeah, man.
Period.
I gotta disagree with that, and the reason I say that is because even still, when Keith Thurman was a unified 2-belt champion in the division, he shitted on Terrence Crawford and told Terrence Crawford he was not worthy enough to share the ring with Keith one-time Thurman. Number one,
everybody did though, Cam. All of them did.
Wait. He then doubled down on the he's not worthy enough and told him, if you beat this guy or this guy, he started throwing names out there. If you beat this guy or this guy, I'll give you respect. If you beat Amir Khan, I'll give you respect because Jeff Horn wasn't nobody. We beat Amir Khan. Okay, well, I hear y'all listening to me. If you beat Kell Brook, then I give you respect because Amir Khan and Jeff Horn really wasn't nobody. Everybody we beat was a name that you called out, a name that had some type of notoriety in the division at some point, but they were suddenly nobody when we fought them. The funniest part about this shit is because it has continued on. The way we beat Errol Spence, now suddenly Errol wasn't himself. Bud was on performance-enhancing drugs. We blaming Victor Conti. We blaming everybody but the two people that was involved in that fight that night, which was Errol the Truth Spence and Derek James, his trainer.
So, Cam, let me ask you something real quick. Right? All right. I get you. You're not saying nothing that's not a lie. All right. So let me just start there. You're speaking facts. But when it comes to the way people perceive or the way people see things, facts can be interpreted in different manners.
Well, I'm glad you say that.
So to me, hold up. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you a question. So, as a man, if a man insults you and don't have respect for you, okay, what is your natural course of action if a potential fight is available for you? And I'm talking about you as a man, somebody that doesn't respect you. Okay, all right. All right.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, to answer that question though, there's another side of it that we're not really looking at either. It ain't just the fight, but it's the opportunity. It's the payday. It's a paycheck. It's the fact that us as two black men, two black fighters, you know I got bills to pay just like you do. I'm an up and coming talent in the division. You know what I mean? Some are calling me next type shit, right? You're basically holding the titles. Everybody's calling me next. You won't give me the opportunity to become what everybody is touting me and forecasting me to be as another black man. You understand what I'm saying? You were not in turn interested in even stepping in the ring and sharing the ring with me when we both were champions. You weren't interested in doing that until you lost those titles and that notoriety. Once you lost that position, then you were willing to fight anybody, because we saw Keith outright duck Errol for 2+ years, multiple years, really. But we saw him outright duck Errol.
No, that's not. Before AC, you got it, but that's a lie. He ain't ducked no goddamn Earl Spence. It's already been confirmed that Al Heyman has never orchestrated that fight or sent a contract to the guy. Let's stop with that shit.
Wait, why do we have to wait? Why is it that Al has to orchestrate the contract zone when it's been outright told that the fighter makes the fight? The fighter can go say, hey, I want this nigga, I want to fight this nigga, and the promoter goes and makes that happen.
That's not true. That's not true, because Gary Russell called for the Leo Santa Cruz fight for 2 years. Al never made that fight happen. But I just want to.
Gary Russell Jr.
Gary Russell. Yeah, excuse me. Gary Russell Jr. But this is what I want to say.
Gary Russell Jr. got his ass whooped by Loma.
Man, this is what I want to say.
Hold on,
hold on. We're not gonna get into that. But
hold on, Cam. I think let's clear this up, because I don't want to go all the way to the right. We're not here to talk about who believes that Crawford's on steroids. Y'all trying to please
no. I'm getting back. I'm trying to land the plane, but I can't quite get there because we keep going. I keep having to stop to go other places. But
yeah. No, I just want to say this sound reminiscent of this. Look, Terrence Crawford is not the first fighter that people didn't like and talk shit about, bro. Like the shit happened with Hagler. It happened with Marvin Hagler.
Let me say
same shit. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's true.
Let me say this. I became and doubled down on my fan base with Errol Spence when Keith Thurman, Cale Brook, Pacquiao, and all of those guys told the youngin, go get a belt first. I didn't like that. I felt they was all pussy for making that statement, because that's a duck move. If he's next in line, you fight that young line and you get out there and you do it. Same thing with Terrence Crawford when he pressed. Hold on,
we're gonna get a rotation. We'll do it like that so we can make sure everybody conclude, because I don't want to go off the rails. Cam, was you finished?
No, but
hold on. You gonna get the same on your time.
No, but I know.
But we're gonna let your clock start now. I just want to see. So AC, you'll go Cam, Phil, and then we'll get Dwayne back on here, and I fall back for a little bit. So AC, Cam, Phil, and then Dwayne. Go ahead, AC, and then y'all can rotate.
And basically, I didn't like the fact when Bud got up there, and that's when Phil was bringing up. He spoke about Keith Thurman. Yes, at that particular time, Keith Thurman was the man. But the same Manny Pacquiao that beat Keith Thurman, Bud would have beat that version of Manny Pacquiao. So when Keith Thurman recently makes the statement, I would have stopped that, Errol Spence. You're co-signing the bullshit. You're co-signing the bullshit. And at the end of the day, it ain't that version, because everybody said that man looked fabulous. That man is going to demolish. That man is going to do X, Y, and Z to Bud Crawford. So all I'm saying is this. When these fighters at one point or another, the same ones we talking about, Keith Thurman saying, who's Bud Crawford? Oh, you need to fight Sean Porter. You need to fight Cale Brook. And then when Bud, like Cam said, when Bud stopped them niggas, then it's everybody's quiet. When Keith Thurman was on the WBO fucking roster and he was ranked within the motherfucking top 5, Keith Thurman could have pressed that fight because Bud ain't had shit going on. But now everybody in the fan base wants to jump on Bud and say, yo, you wrong because you closing out opportunities to fight a motherfucker that didn't want to fight you when he was on your shit. And he could have. And that's my only point, that I'm like, yo, Keith Thurman, shut the fuck all the way up.
Yo,
because nothing you say makes sense.
Because I'm going to keep it all the way tall with y'all. Like, not even just when Keith had the belts and was unified, was he not looking to grant the opportunity to fight Terrence? Like I said, he didn't start calling for a Terrence Crawford fight or calling or saying he was willing to fight Terrence really until after he lost to Manny Pacquiao. And the craziest part about the whole situation is he you saw his eagerness to fight Errol and Bud suddenly after he lost those belts. It was like, wait a minute, when you had the opportunity to make this fight happen, you didn't. You refused to. You chose to go the other way. You priced yourself out. So your words are not matching your actions. The same thing when we talk about, you know, these young up and coming talents, these young bulls, the Jerron Boots Ennises, the Virgil Ortizes of the world. Well, these same young bulls, these same young up and coming talented fighters who are undefeated prospect turned contenders, all had the opportunity to actually challenge Terrence Bud Crawford for his title, and they went the opposite way. They all jumped out of line. Boots did and went the IBF route. Ugas did, went the WBA route. Keith priced himself out, went the WBA route. Like, so it's like, who are we left to fight? The same guys that y'all calling for all jumped out of line and was like, shit, the nigga that he need to be fighting is Errol Spence. That's the fight everybody want to see at welterweight. So we got that fight out the way, beat the dog shit out of Errol. Now niggas is popping their head out the goddamn woodwork like whack-a-mole. Shit, I'll fight you now. I'll fight you. No, you won't, because you had the opportunity. You had the opportunity before I beat Errol's ass to get in here. You was actually on the road on my way to being undisputed. You was there. Instead of jumping in the core, you hopped out the way. So the trainer left the station. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Because, see, we had to go through this shit for 5 years. And throughout this 5 years, all we've been doing is fighting mandatories. After we won our title, all we've been doing is fighting mandatories. See, when we were signed to Bob, they told us we had to leave Bob in order to get the top fighters at PBC, which I thought that was...
Oh, man, we know it. See, this is what I'm saying,
That's
man.
what I'm saying.
No. You finna tell us another timeline about woe is me for Crawford. Dude,
no, fuck all that. No. Because what I'm saying is, what y'all telling us, y'all told us in order to get the fights that everybody wants to see, we gotta cross the street. Well, we crossed the street. We're over here in the fucking hen house. And these same niggas jumped out of line, Zone.
I have to do this. What I'm telling you, you're lying on us on the panel. You're talking about some other niggas. This ain't PLTV, nigga. We talking about over here. We already established that we know that shit you talking about. We ain't us. See, you bringing in some shit from them niggas because they got you fucked up. Y'all niggas gotta start bringing them other niggas shit over here, bro. That's remedial argument shit. If you want that type of argument, go talk to that nigga. No one's ever said none of the shit you saying over here. You going all over the place to avoid what I'm talking about now. Nobody ain't talking about none of that shit. Nobody didn't discredit Crawford. We all like Crawford. I haven't beat the shit out of Earl Spence. We're talking about his prima donna attitude that is blossoming. We're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. There's never been a prima donna attitude. The same niggas could still get the same smoke. They chose to go the other way. These niggas could have been got in line and got their ass beat. They could have been ran the fade. They chose to go the opposite route. As a matter of fact, the motherfucker Danny Garcia jumps right out and says some bitch ass duck shit like, bro, I ain't gotta fight you. I'm rich. I make millions of dollars. What the fuck do that gotta do with fight? Nothing at all.
Okay, so why is he okay then? So let's do it like this then. Let's keep it all the way funky. Then why the nigga fight Canelo Alvarez when we all know the truth that Canelo Alvarez we should be fighting Benavidez. So I don't want to see that fight no more. I don't want Crawford to go up to 68 because it's unnecessary. I want the nigga to fight the niggas he's supposed to fight. He already said 147, 154 is his range. Jamel Charlo say he don't want to fight him, basically. So move Canelo out the fucking way because he should be fighting Benavidez. So who this nigga gonna fight then?
Now, I agree with the Benavidez. I agree with it. Well, what he needs to fight Benavidez for sure. I definitely agree with that.
Take
Now,
Canelo off the
if we
plate.
keep Canelo
No,
out
but hold on. Just I don't want to get into that just yet because I want to just address something real quick, right? And it's gonna be quick and it's gonna be smooth. You understand? Look, this is the problem right here that I have with Crawford right now. Okay, it's the same problem I had with Keith Thurman when he did it. Same problem I had with Earl Spence when he did it. Same problem I had with Floyd Mayweather when he did it. Yo, these niggas get up here, dog, at the top, and then these niggas start acting like hoes. That's what Crawford is doing right now. He is in a position to where.
He just reached the top a month ago.
Hold on. You get it. You get at the top, okay? And you know, let's be real. Let's cut the bullshit, bro. Like, don't get it fucked up. Crawford has always been a pound for pound fighter, always to me in my eyes. But the truth of the matter is, he hadn't got the notoriety until this recent fight versus Earl Spence Jr. People
agree.
really okay, so this is what I'm saying right here. All right. Now that he's officially at the top of the mountain, he's doing the same shit that he's mad at Keith Thurman for doing. He's doing the same shit that he's mad at Spence for doing. The same shit that Floyd Mayweather did to motherfuckers like Keith Thurman and the Kell Brooks of the world. You understand what I'm saying? Bro, this is hold on, time out. Hold on. Let me finish. I don't give a fuck if he just got the belt, which makes it even more disappointing and discouraging because nigga, you just got the belt. Now you talking about who you not gonna fight when before you was Mr. I won't smoke with every motherfucking body. To me, it's a little flip flop.
Oh my god! How long am I supposed to smoke with niggas? How long am I supposed to want smoke with niggas? And then when these niggas duck me,
I'm gonna tell you, bro. If this the thing, a lot of people like to throw that duck shit around. But if I'm telling you I'm not gonna fight you, nigga, that's actually a motherfucking duck. That's what a real duck is. See, I don't gotta speculate and say and hit niggas with timelines and shit. If I say I'm gonna knock you the fuck out and you say I ain't fighting you, I don't want to fight you, then that's a motherfucking duck.
Which one of these niggas said that they was gonna knock Crawford the fuck out? And
they want to fight him. They want to fight him. They want to fight him. They want to fight him.
Listen,
they want to fight him. My point is, Cam. I'm not speaking from a literal sense. I'm saying these motherfuckers want to get in the ring with him. You understand what I'm saying? These motherfuckers, bro, it don't matter when somebody say they want to fight you. The fact of the matter is they want to fight you. You understand what I'm saying? So this is my
wait. Hold on. So because I gotta ask you this. So now, just hypothetically speaking, I gotta ask. So now,
Cam, I ain't trying to meet you, but I gotta spread this around to Dwayne and Lisa on here. You get it back, Cam. Y'all don't gotta rush, man. We're not going away. I ain't gonna shut you down.
You guys keep cooking. I'm enjoying my popcorn. I'm listening to this.
Okay.
I hear you, Dwayne. That's why I put my shit on mute. I was like, popcorn time. Let me go get a bag of microwave popcorn.
Because I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna just get the Cam and Phil. Y'all finna have it now. I gotta get everybody. Lisa, do you got something to say on the subject? Let's get Lisa in.
I was just gonna say right quick, y'all go back to them. What's up, everybody? For me, I just feel like at this point, well, Danny basically didn't say he said he's rich or whatever. He can buy some more real estate or whatever, but sound like Keith more so wanted to fight. But I know for me, Bud doesn't have a lot of fights left, so he's looking to fight more for legacy as far as maybe Charlo. And I don't know about the Canelo thing. I really don't know, but I know he has to fight. He has to rematch Spence. And so I think Bud is more so looking for still belts or whatever, Now, if he stay at 147, he definitely is going to have to fight Boots, But I seriously think that the rematch with Spence is going to be at 154. But I just don't think that. I mean, I get what you're saying. The petty. One was being petty, and one is, I get what you're saying about all of that, but he just calling them out on a bullshit to me. Like
Mhm.
he's like he just exposing them for what you know they did in the past, and you know I mean, yes, if he wants, I mean, look at it. I look at it like this, right? Like somebody mentioned Marvin Hagler. Yeah, Marvin Hagler at one time when Marvin Hagler started
Yeah,
getting that
that was me.
popularity,
Mhm.
when he started getting that popularity, when Sugar Ray had retired, and Marvin Hagler was in commercials, he was doing the talk shows and all of that. He was real popular, and then they decided to make the fight, you know, and but it was a fight that people wanted for so many years, you know. So I just think that Bud is just calling people out on their shit and exposing it.
Okay, all right. So listen, AC, Dwayne, myself, and Lisa, we finna get the popcorn. Camera field, y'all got it because they like y'all cook. Y'all two got the flow. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that I do agree in what Queen was saying because I mean we have basically for a long time we never heard Terrence really too much talking or saying anything at all. And I think we all are in agreement that we would hear a lot of different channels saying why ain't he saying nothing? He need to come out and talk. He need to come out and speak on this. He need to expose these guys. Hell, a few of us have even felt like he should have exposed a lot of the BS that was going on a long time ago. But I felt like had he started to expose this shit, he wouldn't have got the fights. He wouldn't have got that. So now that he's gone on, he's actually accomplished, you know what I mean, what a lot of people felt like he wouldn't. Now he's going back and shedding light on a lot of different shit. Hey, all these guys that was over here across the street, same side of the street that I'm now on, they made up across the street. Cause shit, I didn't fought other guys from here before. Like we all know this shit already. You know what I'm saying? But I think he went back and reviewed and shed light on a lot of shit because, like you said, in the Porter versus Crawford press conference, when he got Tom Brown to speak more than once and say that it was on the fighters to actually state that they want to fight with these guys and the promoters can go out and make that shit happen. And then we saw he had already fought multiple guys from that side of the street. And I say that with air quotes. Now that he's over here, you know what I'm saying? He's the fox in the hen house now. You know what I mean? The same guys that was running and hiding and ducking from him, I'm going to keep it 1,000. The only person who's really vocally saying anything is Keith. And that, in my opinion, is for relevancy. Keith gonna talk his shit. Keith gonna sell a fight, but Keith words not matching him actions, man. Keith done had 3 fights in the last 6 years. That's inactive as fuck.
In 2021, Keith Thurman was in the top 5 of the WBO. The point I was trying to make earlier was Boots, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, all of them were in the top 5 and could have directly challenged Bud Crawford because the 2 top guys wasn't trying to do nothing. They wasn't even trying to make the fight, including Jaron Ennis. Now, after you had your opportunity, to face this man, now you want to say X, Y, and Z when he's got the rematch that he's got to be dealing with. I don't like that. I don't like the shit talking when the guy has something on the table that he's obligated to. Let me hear that same energy when he ain't got shit after this Earl Spence, whatever. Keith Thurman, put your bid in there and tell us directly. Yo, well, listen, bro. After you deal with Earl, win or lose, I want to see you. That'll let me know that Keith Thurman is serious. But right now, Keith Thurman is just looking for that $10 million fight. He's been looking for the last, 6 years? Mm-hmm. Everybody that come on the table is, give me 10 million. Give me 10 million. Give me 10 million. I'm like, bro, stop with the 10 million. You ain't a $10 million fighter, so stop. You ain't Steve Austin, motherfucker. So chill the fuck out. If you want to become relevant again, Keith, Give us, show us you're not the gatekeeper. You could take Jerron's O. You could have fucked up Ugas. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Keith Thurman ain't trying to make no moves, but sit in front of a fucking camera and talk real breezy. And that's why I'm just like, no.
AC, hold up, time out. Whoa. AC. We get it. Bro. You feel a certain way about Keith Thurman. I get it. That's understandable. But what?
I don't like how Keith Thurman's moving.
Hold on. I that's what I'm saying. You feel a certain way about him. Okay. So, but what the fuck that got to do with Crawford saying I'm not fighting him though?
It has everything to do with it because at a certain point, I can easily say, I'm not gonna fight this guy because I know he's not gonna sign a contract.
What?
Keith Thurman is not gonna sign no contract to fight, but
bro. See, that's what I'm talking about. Now, see, I asked you a logical and a reasonable question, and I knew I heard them. And hold on. I asked you a reasonable and a logical question, and I knew I heard them sirens in the background for some particular reason. Them police finna come and get you, man, for that bullshit you just said right there.
They come to get me. They coming to
finna come and get you. They finna come and get you.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Stop that.
Look. This is what I'm saying right here, bro. Like you to me, that's saying. Well, he can easily say that Keith Thurman. I don't think Keith Thurman's gonna sign the contract. Now that's a bullshit answer. You understand what I'm saying?
Virgil Ortiz, he was on the side of the ring with Virgil Ortiz and telling Virgil Ortiz, call my name out so we can get this fight on. Call my name out. Virgil Ortiz did not want to call his name out. Jerron Boots Ennis got the phone call. You know what I'm saying?
Look. AC. Bro, I'm not talking about what Bud did post these comments. What Bud did post these comments, I'm fucking with it 110%. Okay? Now what I'm saying is, now that he's made these comments, you understand what I'm saying? I gotta hold his feet to the fire, bro. This is about consistency. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, bro. This is about, for me, this is about consistency. Okay? If I didn't like when Keith was doing it, I can't like when Bud is doing it. If I don't like when EJ was doing it, I can't like when Bud is doing it. My deal is this right here, bro. Like at the end of it. So hold on. So no, but it's really not a big difference because all these guys had to wait their fucking turn. Earl Spence had to wait his turn with Kell Brook. Keith Thurman, hold up, time out, bro. Hold on, because this is the fact of the matter. Keith Thurman had to wait his time. Okay. Earl Spence had to wait his time. Bro, these fighters aren't doing anything different from one another. All these motherfuckers had to wait their time, and now that all these motherfuckers have had their time in the limelight, they're all doing the same fucking thing.
No, they're not.
Bro, no, time out. That's the truth. Hold up, time out. Hold up, time out. Hold on. Let me say, bro, all these motherfuckers had an opportunity. That's the part of waiting your time. While you waiting your time, you have when you get your shot, you take full advantage of it. And all these guys who have had this limelight at one point in time or another, Crawford being the most recent, okay, they took their shot and they made the most of it. You understand what I'm saying? Now you got Crawford. Time out, bro. Hold up, time out. You got Crawford sitting at the top now, and now he's the guy saying, "I'm not gonna fight this guy. I'm not gonna fight this guy." And then this is the thing. It's not like he's giving some phenomenal reason. He's saying because y'all didn't want to fight me 2 years ago. Come on, man. To me, that's bullshit. Like if he's saying, look, I don't want to fight these guys. I don't want to fight these guys because really I'm chasing legacy and I want mail. I want to shoot for undisputed at 154 and I want to go up and test my full capabilities against Canelo Alvarez. That's why I can't fight these guys. Not for
Well,
no
Phil, when
bullshit
he
about,
said that, but Phil,
I'm in my feelings.
when he
I'm in
came
my
out on
feelings.
record and
Bro,
said something to that
it's
effect, it's not good
bro,
enough.
it's all no. I'm saying what he just said recently. This last shit he said
This is what I'm
was,
saying.
I'm not
Hold
fighting
on.
these
That's
guys
what I'm speaking
because
to.
I'm in my feelings about when they didn't want to fight me.
That's
I
what I'm
can't rock
speaking
with
to.
no nigga like that. I can't rock
That's
with
what
you,
I'm
bro.
speaking to. Even
Okay.
before, even after, because this is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
We have yet to see what's even going to happen, who he's going to fight, where he's going to fight, what weight limit, what have you, because he's only a month out from the victory. He a month out sitting at home on vacation or sitting wherever he at talking shit on social media.
Crawford working out. He working out because he a dog with that.
Yeah,
He
but
working
what I'm
out. He
saying
ain't
is,
chilling. Yeah.
I'm talking shit to all these niggas. This is my nana and a boo boo moment, nigga. Y'all know I fight whoever they didn't put in front of me because I've been doing it for years. But now all the niggas that was naysayers, all the niggas that had something to say, all the niggas that picked arrow, all the niggas who wouldn't give me a fight when they had belt, all that shit. I'm pointing and laughing. Ha, bitch ass nigga. You didn't want to fight me. You didn't want to give me opportunity, but now.
Did you like it when Earl Spence was doing it? Did you like it when Earl Spence was doing it though? Or was Earl Spence a
That's
hoe?
what I'm saying. It ain't never no fun when a rapper got the gun. They hate that shit. But what I'm saying is this. Because one thing I do know, the right motherfucker say the wrong thing. I don't give a fuck about this title shit. We can fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know that. He didn't already told Boots, all you got to do is just talk that shit. Say the wrong thing and we can get it in. Boots ain't said too much of nothing else.
And he ain't activate nothing.
He ain't activated.
I see. Look. I see somebody else just jumped on the panel.
I would love to see that fight, but and this is what I'm saying, Phil. I would like from an athletic and a fight fan stance, like as competitive as I would want those fights to be, and I think I would love to see those fights. On the business side of it, I know it really doesn't do anything for him at this point. Like now on a money. From a money standpoint, it doesn't really generate him the kind of money that fighting a Jermell Charlo or Canelo Alvarez would potentially, respectively. On the flip side, though, what I can see is everybody, now we name chase, and every name that we put under our belt, whether they're young or old, that adds and builds to our legacy. I get what you're saying.
I disagree with the money aspect. The only one that's going to bring him a massive payday is Canelo Alvarez. All those other guys are right in line with one another.
Right,
bro. Look, yeah, they're about around. Yeah. So
the only reason I think the Charlo fight would be. Go ahead. I was gonna say the only reason I think the Charlo fight would make any kind of.
Let me get D-Block in here real quick. D-Block, you got something real quick, and then they can get back to cooking.
Yeah, you can hear me? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Man, first off, good luck on having me. When you get a chance, Zone, let's get into this football talk. But when it comes to Bud, I understand both sides. I used to have a dude who would sell a motherfucker a bag of tree, and then want that dude to smoke him up, even though he just took his money. And he literally just said, can I smoke with you? Like, motherfucker, I just bought the bag off of you. Roll up something else. But that's correct, As far as being on one side of the street, the other side, remember Pacquiao had a chance to go back and get his belt back. Remember, a lot of people thought that Jeff Horn didn't deserve the Pacquiao win. Well, Pacquiao never really went back to get that belt. And that makes sense. A lot of fighters had a chance to go challenge Terrence Crawford for that belt, and they would have been the one on the mainstream to fight Errol Spence for the other 3 belts because there was only that belt left. But I think what it comes down to is certain fighters know when another fighter is dangerous. The high risk, low reward factor, Even beating a Jaron Ennis, really only the diehards know what it will do to your legacy. It could prepare you to above and beyond. But the casual fan, the ones that bring in, honestly, the bulk of the money, really don't really know who Jerron is, and beating a Jerron, they'll just be like, we knew you were gonna win. But to us, beating a Ennis is like, motherfucker, you the fucking truth. So time is ticking, time waits for no man. I wouldn't be mad if, I understand we all feel like Crawford can beat motherfucking Danny Garcia. He could beat Keith Thurman, who just can't pronounce his THs and his T's correctly. I don't know why motherfuckers won't tell him this. Like, motherfucker, get off the camera sometime. I don't know what's up with your grammar, but you're embarrassing doing that shit to yourself, my G. But anyway, if he gets a chance to beat Canelo has to stay on the board, even though I don't like it. I've had Crawford my pound-for-pound #1 fighter for about 3 to 4 years now. But Canelo still, even with the loss to Bivol, they act like the fight against Bivol didn't happen. Canelo, quote-unquote, is still the face of boxing. So beating a Canelo would put you in, how you beat him would put you to being the face of boxing. You can argue with Tank here and there, but, as far as it's true, it's like, be careful on your way up, because you said be careful who you shit on your way up, because they're going to be the same people that you're going to need on your way down. And that's what a lot of Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia are running into right now. It was like, you had a chance to challenge, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't really remember contracts going out or, out. A lot of times Bud didn't really come out and say, I want to fight this dude. A lot of times it was.
No, he did. He did, bro.
He said on record that he wanted to fight Keith Thurman because Keith was the man in the division. And him and Danny basically been rivals since the amateurs. They was 1-1 and was trying to break a tie. And he been on Danny neck since he was moving to 140. And Danny was a champion.
D-Block. Basically, Errol was the C category, because when he moved up to 147, when he was asked who he wanted to face, he said, I want Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, and all of those other guys. But Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao were basically the two champions that he wanted to fight. You feel what I'm saying? He was chasing those fights hard body. Keith Thurman was acting like he didn't know who the fuck Bud Crawford was, just like he tried to act like he didn't know who Jerron Ennis was. So at the end of the day, I have to always say this: these guys had an opportunity, a direct opportunity, to fight this man. Now that he's contractually obligated, everybody wants to try to say, "Well, fight me now," but you ain't saying fight me next. You ain't putting it out there to say, after you deal with this guy, let me and you get this going on, and we could do it at 154. I'm good with 154.
Bro, everybody know he fighting EJ next, bro. Like
what I said already after EJ. I like I said, Keith Thurman could say this after you deal with EJ for this rematch. I'll see you at 154, because I was gonna do it with Errol at 154.
Well, shit, technically, he really don't have to say nothing, AC, because he's already the WBC #1 contender. You know what I mean? Like, he's the WBC #1 contender. Boots is the interim IBF. So it's like the only person.
All I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this. If everybody wants to say, well, Keith Thurman is a legitimate fight, it could be a legacy builder, yada, 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 because Keith Thurman only lost one fight and he's still viable, whatever. So Keith Thurman, put all of that out there. Tell that man after the Errol fight, let's do this. That's all I'm saying. Be specific. Stop talking all of this around about shit and all of this.
Well, the rematch is next. His hands is tied. He got to fight Errol. So I'm going to pop all the shit on the sideline. But the moment he knocked Errol out of the rematch, I get quiet.
That's the type of nigga that when you argue with a nigga face to face, you be like, yo, bro, after I fuck your man up, I'm gonna snuff your bitch ass. Because I'm tired.
But hold on, man. Hold on. Let me say this right here real quick, because I think you boys is missing the point. It don't matter what the fuck Keith Thurman say, when he say it, how he say it. Crawford has already said, I'm not fighting Keith Thurman.
That's the fucking point. He's already said, I'm not fighting him because he didn't fight me when I wanted to fight him. Hold on, bro. Hold on. 1 second. Hold on.
Y'all, we just heard him. Listen, AC, Cam, we know y'all for Crawford. And y'all said what y'all had to say. Listen to y'all. Let him see what he gonna say so we can kind of hear it clear. And then y'all go back and forth.
Yeah, bro. So this is what I'm saying right here, bro. This is what y'all not understanding, man. Like, y'all want to talk about all this shit that happened pre the Earl Spence fight and all this other kind. Bro, none of that shit fucking matters to me at this point. I'm gonna tell you why. Because understandably, Keith Thurman don't have to be specific. Everybody know the nigga got a rematch with EJ. Nigga, ain't nobody on here fucking that fucking remedial. We know the fight is coming in December. Okay? So if Keith Thurman come out and say, yeah, I want to fight Bud, obviously he's talking about after EJ. I know Keith Thurman ain't saying, I let me skip the line, you don't take the fucking EJ rematch, fight me. I definitely don't know what Keith Thurman is saying. I don't think nobody on here believes that's what Keith Thurman is saying. Obviously, whatever fight that comes down the line is going to have after the rematch. But the point of the matter is this. It doesn't know what these fucking guys say. When they say it or how they say it, Bud Crawford is doing the same shit that he made these other guys from doing. I'm not fighting you. See, when somebody say, oh, he act like he didn't know, he act like he didn't know who Bud Crawford was and all this other Bud Crawford act like Keith Thurman is just some inferior motherfucking just coming up in the ranks or something. Bro, it's the same shit, bro. It's the same story, different title, different fucking characters, dog. That's all this shit is. I don't like when nobody do it. I don't like when nobody do it, so I can't like when Bud do it. I need to hold his feet to the fire, just like I did Earl Smith Jr., just like I did Keith Thurman, who was one of my favorite fucking fighters. You understand what I'm saying? Bro, look, I get it, dog. I get it. Let's talk about why he is not wanting to fight these motherfuckers now.
No. I'm asking Paul.
That's childish.
I got a question. Hold on, I got a question. Did we hold Keith and Errol's feet this close to the fire directly, this close after they became unified?
Hold on. Just to get clear on.
I just have a question there because what it's looking like, because I mean, these niggas was literally winning fights. These niggas was winning fights and taking a year and a half, 2 years off. We already
Cam, dude, listen. Cam, bro. Listen, it's no rush. I'm not going anywhere. You gonna get your get off. We know how much you love Terrence Crawford. We see your content and we get it. Bro, it's a back and forth. You asking a question, is it rhetorical or you actually trying to poll the panel to see what's going on, Cam? Or you just asking shit just to keep on moving over and talking? Which one are you doing so we can know that? That's all we need.
I'm asking a serious question right now.
Yeah, you start. What's the question so we can hear? What you want to ask?
I'm asking after Errol Spence and Keith Thurman became unified, were we pressing them to this degree already about their defenses and who they should be defending against? I know I was because I'm a Bud fan. I've been on his ass, but I'm asking because this man has literally just captured the crown and just captured this notoriety a month ago. Most of these guys were winning and taking a year, 2 years off. So I'm like, are we really on this a month out already?
Okay, so I don't even know. Do you understand? Okay, I have a position. Do you understand my position? Let's start there. Do you understand what I'm actually saying? Not me mixed up with all the other arguments and fucking debates that y'all have had with somebody else. I
understand and comprehend exactly what you're saying.
Hold on, not with Phil, not the debate you had with the other nigga. I already said that I like Crawford and I understand his resume, so you don't got to talk to me about that. What I'm on is the recent words that came out of his mouth that is disappointing to me That's why I'm off the train, because I know that shit leads to the degradation of a fucking fighter. I know that for sure. So I'm asking you, what are you asking me? Because my shit got to be aligned with what I'm saying. I ain't answering no questions for if Phil, you got something for him or somebody else. I'm saying that I'm not fucking with no nigga who coming out saying all of a sudden who's with PBC. Nigga, you know you over there with the same niggas that you're talking about. Stop with the jokes, man. You over there with fucking Al Heyman. Getting paid, nigga. Stop. You're getting paid now. And you over there with Keith Thurman, Jamel Charlo, who's booked for a fight, and your boy Spence, who you're booked to fight with in December. So what are you going to do after that? Because truth be told, the Canelo fight, nigga, you really fighting him and you bullshitting because actually nigga should be fighting Benavidez. You just jumping in front of the line to fight Canelo, which you shouldn't be. Let's keep it real. So
I'm gonna keep it real with this same argument, since where Bud said who he's not gonna fight. Can we not forget that when Bud was asked about the Jerome Boots Ennis fight, at first he said he'll fight him, and then recently he said he wouldn't fight him.
Absolutely.
He said the same thing about Tank Davis, if Tank Davis wants to come up, and then he gave his reasons why. But yet it wasn't panel worthy for us to sit down and discuss those fights. My question is, why is it panel worthy? Because of Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia, when both of them had the opportunity to fight that man when he had nothing going on.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you I'm not being disrespectful. Take yourself out of this. I'm gonna tell you like I tell girls and women, because they have an issue with this too. It's not about that shit. Take Keith Thurman and take Danny Garcia out the equation. I know y'all like to fuck with Keith Thurman, so I'm not finna get into that because that's an easy. There's low hanging fruit, and you niggas know what we're talking about. So you want to, you niggas want to take us down this Keith Thurman path because you know it's popular, and we know that it's easy to pick on Keith Thurman.
It's easy.
I'm not talking about Keith Thurman. I'm talking about this nigga attitude.
The principle.
Okay. Now I'm clear. You have an issue. You have an issue with the attitude because you're saying the attitude leads to divaness, which then leads to you getting an embarrassing stoppage, like
so,
most divas have happened in the past.
Like a life lesson, right? There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with, hypothetically, we got a young daughter. I'm just say that. All of us on the panel got a daughter. There's nothing wrong with her going out, okay, unsupervised. But motherfucker, we need to know exactly what's going on so we can protect you and have an understanding of what's going on. And when you usurp that and you go beyond that, it's the behavior, not the action. That's how a man thinks. So my problem is, if you got this attitude with low-hanging fruit, Keith Thurman is easy to have this attitude with. I agree. I'm not mad at the attitude. You can have it with Boots if you like. You can have it with whoever you like. I'm cool with that. And I understand what you guys are saying about why he has that attitude. But I have a problem with a nigga who can legally assault niggas having an attitude like that. Because you're with PBC. And you know Terrence Crawford is with, okay, Terrence Crawford is not independent, right? He's not his own boss. He's over there with the very network and team and people that discredit his belt. It's not Keith Thurman and it's not Earl Spence, who had legitimate power to denigrate the nigga championship run. It's Al Heyman and the network who did not put him up as the champion. Mm-hmm. Al Heyman orchestrated this. So now Al Heyman is the one who told Earl Spence to take the easy road. And Earl Spence said, I'm going to do exactly that because that's what Al Heyman said. So then, Bud now has signed with Al Heyman, the very nigga that was in opposition.
No, he has his own advisor. He's not signed to him like that.
Okay, so what kind of deal he got with? So he has.
He had a 3-fight. He had a 3-fight. It was a 3-fight deal, but he has his own.
But he's advisor. Yeah,
that's what I said. He got a 3-fight deal with PBC. Is that correct or incorrect?
That's true.
Correct.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so if you have a 3-fight deal with PBC, Man, who's the executive and who's the boss of PBC? Al Heyman. The same guy who had fighters in opposition to you.
Right.
So
now, Big Blunt said he's not a PBC fighter. See, I don't know.
He signed. Cam just said, and AC said he signed.
He has his own promotional agency, but no, he has a deal with PBC for 3 fights. The Errol Spence fight was 2 of the 3.
Okay, so he signed over there to fight with PBC. There's an understanding. I ain't saying he's whatever. I ain't saying that it's
not saying he's an Al Heyman fighter. I got you. I'll follow you. Go ahead, G. You good? I'm right here with you.
Big Bloods. I'll make sure Big Bloods clear. What I'm saying is you're in bed with the very people that you had issues with, and now my understanding was you was over there to clean it up and correct the situation. I'm not saying it has to be Keith Thurman, man. I don't give a damn if he fight Keith Thurman. But when you start telling me, rightfully so, you're not going to
fight. You don't like that. You don't like the fact that he said, I'm not going to fight you.
Zone, I got a question though. Or not even necessarily a question. I got a quick statement. Since he's not necessarily an Al Heyman fighter, wouldn't you, as Al Heyman, be trying to do everything in your power to keep this guy over here? Because after these fights, he's leaving with those belts. Either he stays and defends and he leaves with those belts, or he throw them bitches up in the air like Killer Man. And now you have to effectively position your fighters. You know what I'm saying? To be able to fight for those vacant belts, which I think he has done effectively.
He's finna, okay. So Terrence Crawford finna go to 154. So the belts are going to be open for Keith Thurman and Ugas and Boots and all them guys, regardless.
Or what if they did some bullshit like the same? And I don't even want to call it some bullshit, but like how we feel like with Devin Haney going up fighting Regis at 140. They made him the champion in recess, so he's still considered undisputed at 135. Like, what if they did this with Bud too? You know what I mean?
I don't have a problem with that, but what I'm saying is, when he moves up, and ultimately, if he moves up to fight Canelo, which is his ultimate goal, the belts are going to be way in the past. So yeah, 147, the belts are going to be vacant anyway, is what I'm saying. We hear you, Blunts. So they're going to get vacant anyway. I'm just telling you, I don't like when fighters start compiling a list of who they ain't going to fight because of emotions. That's what I'm saying.
I got you. All
right. I understand what you're saying, Zone. I understand. From a fan standpoint, okay? Let's talk it from a fan and then talk it from Crawford's standpoint. From a fan standpoint, you should always say, I'll fight anybody. It don't matter who the fuck you are. I'll beat the shit out you, right? But from a Crawford standpoint, it's so you telling me you want me to press pause on what I'm doing because I'm ahead of you motherfuckers now, make a pit stop and fight Danny and Keith Thurman instead of going for a Canelo and a Charlo? I can't see Crawford doing that. And as a diehard, we wouldn't want Crawford to do that. Is there anybody on this panel that would say, I would rather have Charlo, I would rather have Danny and Keith Thurman next instead of a Charlo and Canelo? I don't think there's anybody on here that would do that. But Zone, I see what you're saying as far as just saying it and then what you're actually doing. And I had a question. If he fights, I don't know the answer, so I'm looking for an answer. If he rematches if he rematches Errol Spence at 154, will the belts be on the line?
No.
Because you're at a different weight class. It's not technically a rematch. A rematch would be the same shit that we just did at 147, not 154. So I was wondering if he did do the rematch, technically he can keep the belts because unless they maybe have to agree, I don't know. So that was a question that I had for the panel.
Hey, can I get a couple minutes?
They're gonna probably no big blocks. I'm gonna get it to you. They're probably gonna do a vacant belt at 154 because Al Heyman's probably gonna come off the belts for Charlo. Because Charlo said he's not going back down. He just said that in his own mouth. He's gonna stick with 160 and 168, regardless of the results. And he doesn't seem too interested in fighting Crawford for some reason. So let's move him out the way. there's going to be vacant belts for 154, and it's probably going to be a vacant belt on the line for Earl Spence, and that's probably what they're working on. Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. That's what I'm thinking. Go ahead, Blunt.
Yeah, what's the deal? Salute everybody. Salute Zone, first of all. You know what I'm saying? What's good with it, big bro? Cam, what's the deal, G? Auntie, what's the word?
Hey, what's up, nephew? What's up? Chilling.
Ain't nothing to it. Hey, so real quick, just to clarify, Espinoza already came out and said before the fight even happened and all that, he clarified that it was only 2 fights.
Okay. That's what's up.
Oh, it was a 2-fight deal?
Yeah. Blunt, you there?
Blunts.
Well, maybe he confirming, but I kept hearing 3. But if it's 2, so at the end of the day, let's say it is 2. Cool, it's 2. After he beats Earl Spence, let's give him the benefit of that. He beats Earl Spence. Okay. Well, we know Canelo got a 3-fight deal, so how you gonna get that fight without getting back into bed with Al Heyman? We know Jamel is a PBC fighter. He ain't going nowhere. So how you gonna get that fight without getting back into bed with Al Heyman? Everything that Terrence Crawford needs, as far as a fight right now over the next 3 fights, is with Al Heyman.
Is Al Heyman.
Right. So what are we talking about? You're over there.
Hey, y'all hear me?
Yeah, Blunts.
Yeah. So he clarified that it was Espinoza and Bud clarified. He's not a PBC fighter. They just did a deal to get the fight to happen. It's that fight in the rematch, and that's it. And they said they open up, they welcome back with open arms. If you want to come back and work something out for another fight, they down to do that. You know what I'm saying? Espinoza said it. I think it was that black interview, Tyrese or something. I forgot his fucking name and shit. But they clarified all that already. So it's Spence in the rematch. But as far as the tweets and all this shit, you know what I'm saying? As far as what Crawford said, my opinion on that, me personally, I ain't got no problem with it. You know what I mean? It's like motherfuckers already clarified. It's the you niggas want to fight now because y'all see I got there. I did it. I did something nobody else was able to do. 2-time undisputed, demolished old boy. Now you niggas coming back around talking about some, because what I haven't heard yet was the boxing scene article that started all this from Danny Garcia, where Danny said, yeah, Crawford fight can happen. So Crawford got wind of the article. He saw what Danny was talking about, and now it's like, and Keith was at the fight talking this shit, trying to get his fight. You know what I mean? Doing what Keith do after the ass whooping took place. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, you niggas see what's going on. Now y'all niggas want to come in and try to get some and try to get you a payday. And now y'all niggas want to get an opportunity to get a shot at the big dog and all that shit. It's the same way Andre walked into the Canelo press post fight press conference. Whatever.
My question is, what if they do want to do that? What if that's the okay? What if these niggas want to do it that way? What if all that is true that you're saying? What does that have to do with anything? I still don't get that part. Like, you guys are telling me, like, 2 niggas that's 147 in the round away. I can see if it was doing Deontay Wilder and fucking this dude. I'm trying to figure out, regardless of what y'all say, y'all think it means, because this ain't what they say with y'all. Oh, they just want to fight now because he in position. Man, you don't know what the fuck these dudes really want to do. And so I'm saying, even with your imagining thoughts, what I'm saying is, okay, so what? How does that still excuse Bud from fighting him? That's what I'm asking.
Because how you gonna want to, I don't know what weight
God damn it, Blood, where you go?
He'll be back. He probably just had a bad connection. Let me put the link back here. I don't understand that. Like, I hear what y'all saying because I rock with Crawford. I just don't understand, how does that excuse him? Well, Blunt's finna tell us that it excuses him from fighting him. That's what he said. He said, well, I'll tell you why. Because I said, how does it excuse him? He said, oh, I got the answer. So apparently there's an answer for ducking. Go ahead, Blunt.
Yo, you get me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Wait, time out. Wait. So if we saying Bud is ducking now, is it fair to say them niggas duck first?
Hell yeah. That's the point. Oh, see, that's the point. No, that's what Phil was telling y'all. We already, so like, Keith Thurman been a bullshit nigga for a while. Nobody ain't saying Keith Thurman is no righteous nigga. That's not what we saying. But look at what it's cost him in his career by doing that.
So that's what. So am I supposed to stop chasing legacy and potentially greatness to try and dance around with a bullshit nigga who didn't really show he was serious about wanting the shit in the first place?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Just because he's in my division and he got one loss.
Listen to what I'm saying. Keith Thurman has demonstrated that behavior.
Mm-hmm.
It is came back to fuck his career over. That's what I'm saying. A lot, not just him. We just use him. It's a lot of niggas that do this shit, man, throughout their whole career, through the whole boxing. We've seen it over and over and over again. Once a boxer, no matter who it is, starts to talk like this, there's always a matter of time before they get their ass splatted, man. I'm just telling you. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, look, I can't disagree
he on the
with
back
that.
nine of his career, though, Zone. So we not even. He like
I can't disagree with that. But this all I'm saying. That's all I was saying, though, real quick. That's all I was saying is that you know, Danny went up there. He went to 54. He fought Jose Benavidez. Somebody Crawford already is knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? He ain't fought since that fight. He been who know what the fuck he been doing. He just said he don't need to fight you. He got millions. He been making millions. It is what it is. Keith Thurman, we don't know what the fuck. He struggled with Barrios. He been inactive, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? They at 47. Crawford talking about 54, 68. He talking about moving up. The same thing, the same way Canelo told Boo Boo, get the fuck out of here. You want payday. I know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm focused on doing big things, chasing greatness, adding to my legacy. Why the fuck I'm going to turn back around? Even though, you know, I would like to see him fight Boo Boo. You know what I mean? But I get it, though. You know what I'm saying? You want to further your legacy. You want to submit that it's Terrence Crawford era by doing legendary big dog shit. Moving up. Niggas was calling you light in the ass to fight a nigga at 47. Now we seeing you fight a nigga at 68. And you got it's a possibility he could do something nobody ever did and knock Canelo the fuck out. You know what I mean? I know it's, you know, it's higher weight, whatever, but when the nigga touch that chin, you know what I mean? That chin is that chin. You know, Canelo got one, but who knows what the fuck could happen? It's boxing, anything could happen. So I'm not mad at Bud saying, man, fuck you niggas. Y'all niggas go do something with yourselves. Fight amongst yourselves now, nigga. I'm on the bigger and better things. Terrence Crawford era. I'm about to do legendary shit. Something you niggas might not ever do. Things you niggas already have never done. So what the fuck am I turn around and fuck with you niggas for? Y'all niggas wasn't fucking with me when I was trying to prove myself. Now y'all see I'm the big dog. Y'all want to eat now. Man, get y'all bitch ass on. You know what I mean? So I get it. I do want to see Canelo fight David Benavidez. I think that the second fight, because David Benavidez is allegedly supposed to be fighting Boo Boo. So if David beat Boo Boo, then I don't see no reason why Canelo and David not fighting in May, Cinco de Mayo of 2024, and Crawford and Canelo can get it on as the third fight for PBC at the end of 2024, Christmas time, whatever the fucking time, and leave it at that. You know what I mean? If
the second fight gonna be Jamal.
Charlo so iffy, he back and forth. First he came out for his fight and said, I want to come back to 54 and get people what they want and fight Terrence Crawford. And now he's talking about leave me alone. I'm staying up here. Canelo might want a rematch if I beat him. Charlo too flip-floppy and wishy-washy for me. You know what I'm saying? So if he not on nothing, move that nigga to the side. And I told Bomac, I sent Bomac a DM July 15th before the fight even happened. I said, listen, Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing. I got the DM. Bomac sent the 100 sign, and it surprised me because at the media workout for Terrence Crawford said, I ain't going up there. They asked him would he move up and weight. He said, no, I ain't going up there. So to see, you know what I'm saying, to see him considering it and to actually want to do it, man, I think that shit is amazing. And I want to see that shit happen. But I do want to see Canelo handle his smoke at 68 and fight Benavidez, which I think he will. And I think, you know, it's a chance he'll get past that fight. So that's what I'm on with it. But I don't got no problem with Crawford feeling how he feeling because he doing what Canelo did. Chasing that greatness, 5 divisions, doing shit niggas don't want to do, moving up in weight from 35 to 68 and possibly taking a nigga out, submitting the Terrence Crawford era. Come on, man. Fuck Danny and Keith. What they doing? Sitting on their ass. They ain't been active. They got, like, that's an easy wash anyway. Niggas don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see that shit.
I don't want to see. I'm with you 1,000 on that one, Blunt. I'm with you on that one 1,000. I may have just been a little bit, you know, on my Brooklyn shit. Just may have been a little bit too loud and emotional and shit like that. But at the end of the day, nobody care about Keith Thurman like that. A nigga care about Keith Thurman fighting the motherfucking Ugas or Boots or Stanionis or some shit like that. But at the end of the day, nobody really checking for Keith Thurman. Well, I'm gonna let WCS cook, so I'm gonna go back on mute.
Come back, you got it.
Yo, what up? Cam, AC, Zone 6, what's good? This is my first time on your panel, bro. Interesting
What's up,
topic.
WCS?
I'm good, bro. How you feeling?
Doing good.
So
this
just
go ahead.
Make sure we clear though. Listen, what I was saying, AC and Cam, is I am off the Crawford train and an ass whooping is on the way. Because whenever somebody start talking like him, no matter all the excuses you guys making, you can justify, hey man, Keith Thurman ain't shit. Yeah, that's low hanging fruit. Okay, cool. Nobody likes Keith Thurman. Cool. But nobody also don't like none of the fighters that you fought before. So like Crawford is not liked for some reason. His resume is already in question for some reason. I'm not doing it. I think Crawford is outstanding. I think he's the best boxer in boxing. But when you start talking like this, then shit started getting funny. It's the same thing that happened to Thurman. His career started going funny. Canelo career started going funny. It's a lot of people, when they start talking like this, our ass whooping end up being on the way. We're going to see, man. I think Crawford on his way to an ass whooping. That's what I'm thinking. But go ahead.
So Zone, you being a Georgia boy, right? You know, in public transportation, you know, you see different shit every day, right? This is no different. You know what I'm saying? If you're willing to hop off the train, you'll hop back on when it get close to the fight. I got confidence in you, brother, because look, Crawford is at the top of the pinnacle right now as far as, you know, making history, coming 2-time undisputed. And we're talking about words. You know, Canelo's been on record as saying, you know, he don't have to fight Andrade. He don't have to fight Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to fight Crawford. You know, he too small. We heard Jamel Charlo sitting up here saying, leave me alone. He told freaking Crawford, just leave him alone. He don't want to freaking entertain that. It's been several fighters that pretty much denied accepting the challenge of some of these big names. And what Crawford is doing right now, for you to jump off the train, bro, it's only temporarily. You'll be back on. You know why? Because he has a second fight, like you said. He has a second fight lined up. So what Crawford is saying right now is not like he's ducking anyone. He has to fight Errol Spence next anyway. So in order to keep some controversy going, some buzz popping, I just think, you know, Crawford is talking this shit right now. I truly think he's gonna, after he go in here, I absolutely agree with you. An ass whooping is coming. Absolutely. You need to put another ass whooping is coming, because he's gonna go in there and beat Errol Spence ass once again. It ain't gonna be no different, dog. He can't do it. You know what I'm saying? He can't do it. So a train is made to get off at the station, but you're gonna get back on to go back to where you came from. So I got all the trust for you, Joe. Zone 6. We good. We good, dog.
He gonna come on home for it's over with, Zone. Don't worry.
Hey, Zone gonna get back off at the station for whence he came, and it's gonna be like that.
No, I got a couple of cars and shit like that. I don't really drive and ride the motor. I ain't rode that shit since I ain't had a license. So,
but you know what I'm talking about. You rode public transportation.
When I was 13 and 14 to go down to 5 points and shit like that. But as a grown ass goddamn man, I ain't been on no bus. Put no goddamn, I don't know what it is no more. It used to be 125 when I was riding that shit, but I ain't been doing that since forever. I'm not on it, and I'm just sitting. I'm just telling you guys I'm neutral on Crawford. I ain't going against him, and I ain't with him because this Charlo thing. First of all, Charlo said he's not gonna fight him, and Charlo just refused to want to fight Crawford for some reason. And I think he gonna get knocked the fuck out. I don't even think he gonna be available for all this Crawford and Charlo shit. He's gonna get knocked the fuck out and sit down for a year. So I don't see what we talking about. Who Crawford gonna fight?
I get it. I got you.
I mean, I have no idea. I just know him talking shit to Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman is just like banter. You know what I'm saying? It's just dialogue to just talk your shit because he got a rematch with Spence. So he just letting them know in between time, this is what I'm doing. You
right, which we know that, and he just said he don't want to fight him. So I ain't mad at that. You don't have to fight. You can duck. Listen, a dude can duck who he want to duck. It's his career. I'm telling you. He can duck who he want to duck at the time.
How's it a duck though? It's not a duck if he's scheduled to fight Spence though. It's not a duck. He just talking shit in between time.
No, listen, what I'm telling you, the man, you ain't nothing you can say. Listen, what I'm telling you, man. Ain't shit you can say.
Zone is going hard. Yo, you got man. What size shoe you wear? Because you got every bit of an inch and a half. All on Bud Crawford's neck. God damn.
I'm gonna tell you why. Ain't shit you can sell or say when I heard it from the man mouth himself, a primary source. I'm not finna listen to what you finna tell me about a nigga, some shit that I read. So I saw what he said, the boxer, not Raw to Combat Sports. I saw what Greg said. So I'm not your I ain't being funny, but it's meaningless. It really means nothing. But I'm telling you that I'm building a premise around what the nigga said, the primary source. Terrence Bud Crawford said, I'm not gonna fight them two guys. Okay, so since that's what you're doing now, I gotta step back because I don't know when that shit gonna pop up again. I don't like that kind of shit because I can't go into a fight with you full confident that you really got this I'm whooping everybody ass mentality. That means your shit is emotional based. I'm mad at them. I got an attitude. That's like a girl, man.
Yo, you gotta chill.
I ain't giving you that pussy tonight because you didn't wash the clothes. I'm not pay my phone bill. You didn't get my nails done, so I'm mad at you. Ooh, bitch, bye.
I'm mad at you.
Zone. Hey, Zone.
Hey, but you said bitch bye though.
Quick though. Zone. Hey, look, I second that. I really do second that, bro. Like because like I said,
I ride and then said, "Yo, what the fuck you say? Get the fuck out my car. Get the fuck out my car."
Hey,
right
I said
now.
it, bro. I said it earlier, bro. If you say you're not gonna fight somebody and they want to fight you, to me, that's a real duck. To me, if I come out publicly and say I want to put these hands on your ass, and your response is I'm not fighting that guy, that to me that's a real duck because I can. To me,
but Phil, we
Hey Phil, it's easy for you to say that. When you say
no, I mean it ain't. I didn't say that. Crawford said that. Crawford said that.
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay. So it's easy for Crawford to say. Okay.
You're reiterating it though.
For Crawford.
You're reiterating though. So if you're gonna reiterate,
I'm repeating.
Just because Crawford
I'm repeating what Crawford said.
I know what you're saying, bro. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Okay.
So just because Crawford said it, somebody called Crawford out in the middle of him having a rematch lined up with Errol Spence, does it really mean that he's a duck? Come on.
Yes.
Yeah. To me, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. No, hold on. You asking me? Yo, let me answer the question.
I am. Let me finish.
Okay,
first.
so God damn.
Listen, I'm gonna let you go, and then on the end of it, if he set up to fight Errol Spence, isn't it just common talk, just banter? It's just a dialogue to keep shit buzzing, bro. It don't mean that he can duck anything because they're not going to get the fight with Crawford until he fight Errol Spence.
So that's a question for everybody.
Okay, all right. Okay. Let me answer this real quick, bro. This is the thing right here. All right. You niggas need to stop this shit. Yeah, we too old for this, okay? Let me tell you. Bro, any fight that anybody say they want with Crawford, us grown-ass adults with great comprehension skills need to understand that Keith Thurman never said, nigga, drop Errol Spence, fight me next. No, he said, I want to fight Crawford, okay? So I'm under the assumption, the reasonable assumption, that he is speaking for the fight after the rematch. He's slated to fight somebody. Bro, just because you slated to fight, hold up, bro, I'm speaking. Just because you're slated to fight somebody, so you mean to tell me I can't say I want to whoop a nigga ass just because he got a fight coming up? That's what you're trying to tell me.
That was my whole point. That was my whole point. You can say what you
want.
Hold
on.
You can say what you want.
This is what you're trying to tell me.
And it shouldn't be considered a duck if you already know.
You trying to tell me? You trying to tell me? Bro, I let you speak. I let you speak, bro. Bro,
Hold on,
oh
one
my
at
fucking
a
God,
time,
man. Am I
y'all.
on here with
One
some
at a
fucking
time. One at a
children?
time.
Bro,
Go ahead, Phil.
at the end of the day, just because, so y'all want niggas to not say nothing just because they got a fight lined up. Bro, the whole fucking world know that Earl Spence Jr. activated the rematch clause. Anything I say going forward, nigga, it's
One at a
after the
time.
fucking
One at a
rematch.
time.
It don't matter. But you know what though? The truth is, it don't matter what no fighter say. If
One
a
at a
nigga is
time.
coming out and saying, I'm not fighting this guy at all. Come on, man. I'm not fighting this guy at all because, like my man said earlier, nanny, boo boo. Man, that's some old childish bullshit, middle school girl shit. If somebody disrespected me and you want to get on them fucking hands and you was talking all that big shit, and guess what? Okay, you still want that smoke? Nah, I'm gonna whoop your motherfucking ass. I'm gonna keep that same
One at a
energy
time.
I've
One
been
at a
keeping.
time.
I'm gonna keep that same energy I've been keeping since before I became motherfucking undisputed in 2 different weight classes. Keith Thurman, yeah, you didn't want nothing in, but guess what? You come on now. I whoop your motherfucking ass right now. Come on with it. If the money right, the business right, I beat the fuck out of you. But that's not what Crawford's saying. Crawford is saying, you hurt my feelings because you didn't want to fight me, so I'm going to hurt yours now and I don't want to fight you. That's some bitch shit. I
Well,
can't rock with
isn't
no
this the
nigga.
same?
I'm not going to rock with no nigga like that. Never, ever. I say,
Isn't
nigga, fuck
Can I
you, nigga.
respond?
That's
Can
what
I
I say.
respond? Can I respond? So it don't matter how loud you talk. The fact remains, Phil, is that the man has a fight lined up, and just because Mario Barrios is now calling out Terrence
This
Crawford,
nigga, this
Terrence,
nigga ain't
look,
listening to nothing.
look, check this
Nah.
out. I'm listening to everything you saying. Okay, you mentioned
Bro,
competence, right? You mentioned competence, right? I'm just responding, bro. It ain't personal. Just let me get it off. So therefore,
I'm trying to,
Barrios,
bro. We
you,
know the
bro,
rematch is
you
next.
talk about competence. You say you on here with a
Bro,
bunch of
we
kids.
know the rematch
Bro,
is
you
next.
can't. You don't have no discipline, bro. Just let me
The
get it off,
rematch
and
is
I'm
next.
good. I'm good, bro.
The
I'm
rematch is
good.
next. You do.
I don't
Everybody know that,
need a
right?
chaperone with
Yeah,
this.
everybody know
I don't
that.
need a chaperone.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I'm trying to figure out what is he saying about.
Also, if you would be
Uh-huh.
bro. So therefore, we already know the rematch is next. So therefore, they was talking early in this live. They was speaking about how many fights that Crawford actually has with PBC. So let's just say he has 2 fights. So he has to go back. He has 1 fight remaining. You know, the first one was Spence, and then the next one was with Spence. So that's a whole nother paperwork, a line of paperwork that has to happen. So you're talking about Thurman coming out the woodworks. You're talking about Danny Garcia coming out the wood, Mario Barrios. Everybody want a shot at Crawford. So this man, until later, if he says he don't like him, I mean never, you ain't getting a shot at the title. He can't change his mind because it was at one point in time that Crawford said he wasn't interested in the fight with Spence. He said that shit. He said, I'm not even interested in that. I don't think the fight gonna happen. But
Yeah, that was at the car wreck. That was at the car wreck, though. You got to keep that.
No, that wasn't on the car wreck.
It was after the car wreck, man.
No, hold up, Zone. I'm not gonna argue the semantics with it. But look, let me ask you this question, bro. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish cooking. Hold on. Let me ask you something.
Since you're not talking to kids, Phil, just be disciplined.
Let me ask you a question. I just got one question.
Bro. You came on here.
I got one question. I got one question. Bro, I've been on the chat. I've been on the chat, bro. I just got a question for you, bro.
Just chill.
I got a question for you.
Your question until I finish, bro.
All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
If he's at the top of the chain, how much do Crawford have to prove to y'all? You know what I'm saying? Everything he went through. I still hear people discrediting his
everything
resume.
he went through. What the fuck is this? A charity case? Oh my fucking god!
You're not a good listener. Everything he
went
through in the sport of boxing,
this is charity. This is charity.
It's no different than any other boxer went through. It's gonna be criticism every day of the week.
This nigga sound like a domestic violence abuser.
No, you sound like you didn't make it out of high school, bro. You don't have no discipline.
Man, I've been pretty far. I've been pretty far in life.
You can't
so let me see what is. What's your come back? Is this see this world? Y'all gotta
see. Look, Zone. When I was trying to get off, like the nigga was saying. He on here with a bunch of kids and shit.
You gotta describe me. I got you. That's Phil. But is this rhetorical or are you asking a panel? That the panel do be need to know that because a lot of y'all will get on here. Everybody will say, "Hey, I got a question," and then y'all will start talking. Is it for the panel or is it rhetorical? Which one? You say you got a question.
It's more so rhetorical because it lines up. It lines up with what the complaint is. The complaint is that Crawford cannot talk about anything. He's earned it. You know what I'm saying? He's earned it. He's at the top of the pinnacle, 2-time undisputed. So therefore, it's more prerequisites. It's more criteria that he has to meet. Now, all of a sudden, morals and principles in this shit, right? He can't come over here and say, "No, I'm not gonna never fight these niggas." Knowing he has a fight lined up with Spence, it really don't matter. I'm trying to say this. I said it when I first joined. It really don't matter what he say. If he say he ain't gonna never fight them and he go in there and beat Errol Spence, guess what? Him and Keith Thurman potentially can come up to the surface again and be a topic of discussion and try to make that fight happen because he's out of options. He got Boots Ennis, he got Keith Thurman. You know, it's not too many options. So guess what? If you want to make the bag, it's potentially Thurman and Boots will come back around or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I just look. This is my thing right here, bro. I mean, I don't know what Crawford done been through in boxing that no other boxer ain't been through. I said this earlier, bro. All these guys had to wait their time. Okay. And this is the thing. Y'all act like this new for motherfuckers to call out the top dog, bro. That's boxing. That's what it is. It don't matter who the fuck it is, bro. It does not matter who it is, man. Whoever the top dog is, if I think I can whoop his ass, whether it's
when I was a contender, if you ducked me when I was a contender, now you want to fight me when I'm the champ?
Exactly.
Nothing about you got better. Nothing about your ability improved. Nothing about your game actually stepped up since then. You didn't want to fight me back then, but now you want to fight me when I'm sitting on the throne? You had a direct line to fight me on the way to the throne, and you wouldn't fight me. Now you want to fight me that I'm here? Make that make sense.
So this is the thing right here, right? Terrence Crawford offered Keith Thurman a fight when was Keith Thurman still a champion? Yes or no? The answer is no, he wasn't. All right. So when you're talking about on the throne, Keith Thurman was already dethroned when Bob Arum and Crawford went to him and offered him the fight. Is that not facts?
Yes, that's factual as fuck.
Okay, all right, there we go. Hold on. 1 second. Hold on. Let me finish.
I'm glad you just made that point.
Oh my God.
I'm glad you just made that point.
Oh my God. Can I finish?
Wait. I'm glad you just made that point because when the tables were fucking turned, when Keith was on the throne and Bud was not, did Keith even fucking make an offer to Bud? No.
Why the fuck would he make an offer to Bud?
And so then when the tables got turned,
okay,
Keith got that ass whooped, lost his fucking belt, lost his
hold on, Cam. Let me wrap my point up. Let me wrap my point up, Cam. This is my point right here. This is the point right here. All right. Since you didn't throw all this other shit in there, I will add this right here. When Bud Crawford offered Keith Thurman to fight, Keith Thurman was no longer on the throne. The truth of the matter is, when Crawford came into the division, just like Errol Spence, just like Keith Thurman, just like Crawford, and just like motherfucking Manny Pacquiao, okay? All these guys, obviously Crawford coming into the division being new, right? All these guys had one thing in common. They were all chasing the Manny Pacquiao fight. Every last one of them. Not just Keith Thurman, not just Errol Spence Jr., not just Terrence Boyd Crawford. Crawford was gunning. He went after the Manny Pacquiao fight harder than he went after any other fight in the fucking division outside of Errol Spence Jr. Now, y'all tell me I'm lying on this motherfucker.
47. He been gunning.
Hold on. Time out. Hold on. It don't matter. Hold on. So I say that to say this right here. Okay? At the end of the day, at the end of the motherfucking day, all right, Terrence Bud Crawford has came out publicly and said that he is not going to fight Danny Garcia or Keith One-Time Thurman, okay? Because they didn't want to fight. They didn't want to fight him when he offered them the fights. Bro,
shit, bro. Like, so what makes you? What I want to ask is, did we just review earlier Keith's bullshit tactics? Because I think it was Zone6 that said Keith has done some bullshit in the past or been a bullshit ass nigga in the past. Haven't we just reviewed that this nigga has been a bullshit ass nigga, especially with his inactivity?
Bro, we don't even have to. We don't even have to do all that, bro. We know Keith Thurman ain't fought in fucking forever. We good with that, bro. Nobody on here is caping for nobody. My point is,
asking, how is that a duck to Keith Thurman by saying you're not fighting him when this nigga had been bullshitting didn't fight you?
Three fights in the last 6 years.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying right here. Okay, this is what I'm saying right here. Cam, if I come to you and I say I'm gonna whoop your ass, and you tell me, Phil, I'm never fighting you. What do you consider that? That you just don't want to fight me, or what are you doing? Like what? Nah, I'm gonna be calling you. You gonna be your boys gonna fuck with you about it. They're gonna be calling you a sucker and more shit, right? So this is what I'm saying, bro. I'm keeping the same energy for all of these fighters. I didn't like when Earl Spence Jr. did it. I didn't like when Keith Thurman did it. I didn't like when Floyd Mayweather did it. I don't like when nobody gonna sit here and say who they not gonna fight, bro. Like to me, that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate duck. And again, I'm gonna say this again because I'm gonna say this because homie just got on the live, and I said this earlier. If Crawford came out and said, "I'm not gonna fight Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman because I want to chase Undisputed at 154. I want to chase Undisputed at 168. This is why I'm not fighting these guys." I can live with that. But he's saying I'm not fighting these guys because I don't want to fight them because they didn't want to fight me 2 years ago. Like, what? To me, that's not a good enough. You gotta give me an alternative.
So Phil, isn't Bud's words matching his actions? Because he's stating, he's literally showing you that he's going after greatness by pursuing the biggest fights that are going to put him in the conversations of even potentially the all-time greats by doing something like becoming undisputed twice and now trying to potentially fight whether it's Jermell Charlo or Canelo Alvarez with a title like undisputed versus undisputed.
Cam, this is not a conversation about Crawford's greatness. It's not.
I know that. That's
great.
Not what I'm saying at all. That's because you're missing.
Because you're talking about his actions matching his
because
words.
Listen, if I'm going after the fights that are going to solidify my legacy and make me an all-time great.
You got the flow, but I'm confused. You got the flow, right? I just need to, because I'm a little confused on what it is that you're saying. I think I'm clear on what I'm saying. It ain't got nothing to do with what Phil's saying. It's different, maybe. But I'm saying y'all are putting too much onus on. I feel like you're having more conversations, Cam. I'm gonna say this. Let me be honest. I feel like you're still having arguments. Okay, let me see how to say this. I fuck with you, Cam, but I think you're arguing with us as if though you're arguing with those niggas that you had all those residual arguments about.
No.
Hold on, man. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm telling you, you keep mentioning shit that you, me, and Phil, and this is why I say this. We've been on multiple panels, bro. You know how we feel about the man resume, where he came from, how he got here, what he went through. So to keep kind of saying that shit here, it's kind of like you going in like arguing about some shit that we not talking about. Because
that's what I'm saying. Thank you, bro.
Y'all, it's like we're not taking these things into context.
Okay.
I get the argument that you guys are saying. Y'all just don't like the action of a motherfucker doing it, period. Like, I don't give a fuck what your reasoning is behind it, what your reasoning is for it, why you feel the way you feel. Just the fact of you doing that at all in any capacity, I don't like that. I don't like when any fighter does that. And historically, when we have seen fighters do that and exhibit this type of behavior, these type of prima donna and diva-like behaviors, they have then gone on to get their ass whooped somewhere down the line. And what I'm saying is,
Cam,
I don't like seeing that coming from a guy like Crawford that I fuck with. Is that what I'm hearing?
Cam, who are you talking about? What the other fighters you talking about?
He responded. Cam, I got you to come back. He's responding to my thought process and Phil's thought process about it. We're saying that the shit ain't never gonna work out for nobody who does that in boxing, period. Cam, understand that. But the only thing, Cam, is I know you understand it, but I'm trying to hear you respond to that, but you're responding by bringing in a whole bunch of residual arguments from them other niggas that I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, you feel me? So I'm trying to figure out. Nigga, I know Crawford is the deal. I'm with you. I had him beat Earl Spence, and I got him beat again. I'm saying, okay, after Spence, we good on that. We know he got a fight book. This attitude, this shit ain't gonna work out, bro. And I can't fuck with a nigga who's already at the pinnacle of boxing, just got here telling us, oh man, I got all these caveats now, and it's all based on my feelings and because I'm mad at them.
All right, I didn't already walk in the door telling motherfuckers what I ain't gonna do. Let me say something real quick. Let me say something real quick. So what I think everybody has to realize is we can't always go off of what somebody says. Actions speak louder than words. Remember when Sugar Ray Leonard got in the motherfucking ring on the mic and said, me versus Marvin Hagler will never happen. I remember this clear as day. And then turned around and fought the dude. So, same thing with Tank. Tank Davis said, remember just 2 weeks ago? I want to fight Terrence Crawford next. Remember that? So it seems like regardless of what somebody says, you know, because you can feel one way 1 minute, and then the next day you can feel totally different. Or, you know, the path that leads you forward could take you in that direction, even though that's not the direction you feel like going in the first place. So I understand, Crawford, you shouldn't have came out and said, period. You shouldn't have came out and said, I'm not going to fight whoever. You'll fight anybody any day of the week. You're ready to fight somebody outside in the backyard, Benavidez, you know? Make it to your fight before you don't make it to your fight.
Because that's who he was. That's who he was. That's who he was. But hold up, I'm gonna let my man cook.
You know, any day of the week we know this. But as far as
we don't know this. We don't know this. We don't know this. Not no more. We don't know this. He just said he ain't gonna do it. I don't know it. I don't know it.
So now this is what I want to say to that, because I get where you going with that. And then go ahead.
Go ahead, D-Block. You go ahead. D-Block, you got the flow. Let's keep going, because we don't know if we interrupt. D-Block, you there? Yeah, Rollo, that's D-Block. You need to get your ass on here, Rollo. D-Block, but I don't like that example, because you also got to cite a situation where it's the opposite, right? Riddick Bowe threw the belt in the trash can and said he ain't never fight Lennox Lewis, and he said that, and it never happened.
He did.
So when niggas do, like, I don't like to give me one side and not the whole side. So that's a wash. I'm going off his words. So you're right. He could, and then when Sugar Ray Leonard did D-Block, when he did that shit, everybody said, boo, you're a duck. They was pissed off at him until he fought him. So that's the point that we at. So that's a perfect example. Sugar Ray Leonard got in the ring and told everybody that he ain't gonna never fight Marvin Hagler. People gave him shit until he did what? D-Block. When did people stop giving Sugar Ray Leonard shit about Marvin Hagler? When he did what?
When he
beat that ass.
When he beat
that ass. Yeah, there you go.
That is.
Yeah,
that is.
I was muted.
Not just fought him, he beat him.
When he fought him. Correct.
Well, that's not
So
the
what
same
you
with Keith
saying to
Thurman,
that
though.
Zoom? I was about to say to
But
what you
that's
saying
what I'm
to
saying. We
that.
can't take what these fighters say into consideration all the time. Their actions are going to speak louder than their words. My bad. I'm driving right now, so I'm going in and out of fucking connection and shit. But we just got to wait to see what happens. And like I said before, everybody agrees. We would rather see Charlo and Canelo next on the slab than Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia. We got to see what happens forward because for all we know, I think at one point Spence was supposed to fight Thurman
Canelo.
next, right?
Spence was supposed to fight
And
Canelo.
then
Spence was supposed to fight
next
Thurman.
thing you know, he ended up fighting Crawford. So we don't know. We just got to wait for the actions to come out. They can talk all they want. But I know one thing.
But
If
that's
Keith
my
Thurman,
point, though. That's my point,
But it's
though.
more
That's
so.
my point. Earl
I was
Spence
gonna
said the
say
same shit about Keith Thurman. Earl Spence said the same shit about Keith Thurman.
Or Danny Garcia, if Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia was on social media every day, like yo, Crawford scared of me, Crawford pussy, Crawford scared of me, he would force a fight with Crawford, and Crawford would have no choice but to fight him, regardless on how Crawford feels. But that depends on what Thurman and Danny Garcia does next. Go ahead.
But you know what?
I was just saying I didn't like it when Spence did it to Thurman.
But don't this sound like
but you wasn't as active as you are now talking about Bud. I didn't hear you out here being active. You.
Who wasn't?
When he had that leaked audio out here, and Spence was in there crying, talking about he don't want to fight Keith Thurman, and he don't want to fight.
Who wasn't active, bro?
I didn't hear you out here being active.
See, you just got on the chat, homeboy. My whole thing has been consistency. My whole thing has been consistency. I said the same shit about when Earl Spence Jr. said the shit about fucking Keith Thurman, and when Keith Thurman was acting like a bitch, I said the same shit about One Time. And One Time was my favorite fucking fighter at D time. So, bro, I'm about consistency.
And truth be told, Phil, what does he gain out of fighting Keith Thurman? He denied. He turns it down. He turned down Danny.
The same shit he gained by fighting Avanesian.
What did he earn from that shit?
Same shit by fighting Avanesian and Kavalaski. The same shit.
Man, that's old school. They don't have nothing to do with where he at right now. He got the belts right now. He's unified, bro.
Everybody, let me make this clear to everybody, because this is where the issue is. Y'all have turned this to a fucking Keith Thurman evaluation. Listen, let me make this clear. I know you niggas don't like Keith Thurman. Let's move him the fuck out of the way. I don't know why y'all keep sucking back into how shitty Keith Thurman is. We don't care how shitty you think Keith Thurman is.
Yeah, exactly.
It was in the conversation though. That was in the tweet though.
Keith Thurman's a quality opponent too. He's not trash.
That was in the tweet though.
The
tweet out. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't see Keith Thurman as being a far-fetched opponent or a far-fetched name. But the thing that I'm saying is that it's just an argument of why.
Hold on, man. What's Zone saying? What's Zone saying?
Now,
Zone, what you saying?
All these years to do it and you wouldn't do it.
Yo, Zone, I'm trying to hear what Zone saying. What you got, bro?
I want him to throw that in there. I'm with you, Cam. Y'all are turning this into, because Keith Thurman said something, we're defending his previous fuck nigga shit. Nigga, nobody don't give a damn about no Keith Thurman and his previous fuck nigga shit. Or Danny Garcia or Boots. But this is the problem. Too many names are starting to pile up. At first, okay, yeah, we gave him a pass on Boots. The nigga doing this thing. Yeah, Jamel, he should be fighting Jamel, but Jamel don't ran up and fought Canelo, so that's really not in the play. Okay, then what happens if Jamel get knocked the spark out? We know we're not really trying to see that afterwards. So now he did bring another play in the element by saying Canelo. Okay, but here's the problem. Fucking en route to Canelo, are you telling me that this man don't need to fight certain people en route to Canelo? He just go jump up there and fight this man with nobody?
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Zone. Hold on, time out. Let me ask Zone a question. Mm-hmm. Zone, I want to get some clarity from you, right? On something.
Okay.
All right. Keith Thurman can't talk about fighting Bud until after the Spence fight, but Bud can talk about fighting other motherfuckers after the Spence fight. Is that what's going on here? I'm asking you, is that what I'm hearing people saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure. All right.
I'm saying this shit sounds like a clout chase in the fact that these niggas have had the opportunity to do so for years and years and failed to pull the trigger. But now that he is the man, you're going to attach your name to his for relevancy to still keep your name in the spotlight because his is right now.
Do you guys remember when Spence ran up on Crawford face to face and this is when Thurman face to face and told him I'm going to stop you, and Thurman I believe was the champion at the time, and at that time before I thought that it was a 50-50 fight. Thurman understand why Thurman wouldn't take the spot, but I do remember that happened. It just came to mind real quick.
Thurman was a WBA champion. Thurman was a WBA champion.
I'm going to stop you right to his face, and Thurman was kind of like, he like laughed it off, but I didn't understand why Thurman didn't accept that challenge. You know, it wasn't like he was anywhere closer to undisputed. But
you saying Crawford? Hold on. Did you mean to say that Earl Spence ran up on Thurman, or you saying Earl Spence ran up on Crawford?
Nah, Spence ran up on Thurman, and he told him Spence had on the blue suit, and he said, "I'm going to stop you." And he told him face to face. I thought at that time, Thurman was the champion, and I still gave Spence a 50-50 fight. That's how much.
I don't even know what they got to do with this though.
No, I got what you saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. It's just like when Thurman was on his high horse. He didn't give the young guy a shot, which was Spence at the time. Crawford's on his high horse. He's not giving Thurman a shot, being the young guy at the time. But it's a credible fight, regardless of how we feel about it. If you sign the fight today, we are all tuning in to Crawford versus Thurman. We're all tuning in to Crawford versus Danny Garcia. But we don't know, are they doing this because they want money? Do they want just a clear shot at all the titles instead of going around the board and collecting them one by one? You know, I don't know. You know?
Well, Danny wouldn't come back down to 147 to even try and face Bud for undisputed.
Facts. That's facts. Let me get you back. Oh, Cam, you back. Cam, go ahead. You got
just on some rivalry shit. The fact that I beat you in the Emmys and we've been rivals all these years. Like, it's not even like this is why you hear Danny Garcia. Danny is not in a rush or a hurry to fight Terrence. That's why he's been avoiding that fight for so long. That we have video of Terrence and Danny standing face to face with Demetrius Andrade at a fight. Demetrius tells him, "Damn, y'all big as me. Y'all need to fight at 160." And the motherfucker asks, "When are we gonna get this fight between Terrence and Danny?" And Danny turned around, looked at the camera, and said, "I'm just enjoying life right now." Like, these motherfuckers have had the opportunity. Like, Danny knew right then and there, all he had to say was, "Shit, we could fight whenever." Fight was made. Like, they face to face, the same exact thing. So it's like,
but we know all this happened though, Cam. We know this shit happened.
Yeah, so I'm saying
everybody knows this happened.
Actions. And I keep saying these guys are trying to attach themselves to the situation for relevancy because they've fallen by the wayside, and now this fight has happened. This man is he's at the pinnacle. He's at the top.
Cam, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. When Crawford,
Tommy, right quick. How much does a nigga have to do before he do what he wants to do? How much? What is the limit? What is
how much? For the connection to receive protection. Because Canelo walk around this bitch like his shit don't stink. And niggas let him.
Man, no, they don't. Nigga, you sitting here talking about you want to see Canelo versus Crawford, giving Canelo a fucking out as opposed to him fighting Benavidez. Because you know, just like I know, if you put Canelo in Crawford's path, that gives him a good reason why he shouldn't be fighting the niggas we talking about. Boots, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, and the Earl Spence rematch.
Hell no. Shit, no.
Hold on.
Wait. I'm glad you said. So what does Boots do for Crawford's legacy that Canelo wouldn't do 10 times over?
I'm finna explain it to you. Hold on, Cam. We ain't finna do that. I'm not that nigga 86. So this is what we gonna do. We go through real briefly, me and you. Take Canelo and Jamel off the fucking table. They're not available for Crawford. Crawford next few fights. Who do you want to see him fight? That's how we finna get to the bottom of this shit now. I don't ask nobody nothing. Don't look on the internet. I'm asking you in his neck after Earl Spence, give me 2 fights that you want to see him fight, not named Jamel and not named Canelo, because Canelo might be the
You can't throw Crawford. You can't throw Canelo in the mix and then just turn around and say right around and say take him off the table.
Hey, if you can't answer the question, we'll go to somebody else.
No, I can answer the question, but the thing of it is that's you having it both ways, bro.
No, I ain't no having it both ways. If you can't answer the question,
but now to answer your question, you know what I'm saying? After he beats Errol's ass in the rematch, that's what I was saying. The conversation for him to fight Keith Thurman is not far-fetched.
2 fights. I'm not asking you a rocket. It's 2 fights. If you don't know, let me go to somebody else so you can gather your lie. Still, I go to you. So
man, watch out, man. Goddamn, these niggas been talking all night. I ain't saying shit except for when I interject. Now I can't let my.
You don't want to answer questions. Phil, who do you want to see? Because he tried to think of some shit. Because we know Jamel and Canelo for the fight. The nigga just agreed that he really shouldn't be fighting Canelo, and everybody want to pick on Canelo.
He can fight Tim Tszyu. Shit.
Okay.
Tim Tszyu.
There we go.
He
All right.
Go
So
to 160 and fight Janabek. What the fuck? He could go beat up Jaime Munguia.
Them 2 fights. Okay, cool. So that's straight. We gonna keep that, Cam. You said Tim Tszyu and you said Janabek. I fuck with those 2. Who you got, Phil?
yeah, I say Keith Thurman and Tim Tszyu at 154.
Okay, who you got? Come back.
I would say at 47, Boots. Put him up there since everybody calling his name, and then at 54, since you excluded Jamel Charlo, I would say the champ Tim Tszyu. You know what I'm saying? Why not?
Okay. Who you got, AC?
For me, I'm actually go with Tim Tszyu and rock with my boy Cam and Janabek. That those seem like two good fights.
Okay, who you got, D Block?
I was gonna say Boots, and honestly, this might shock some of y'all, but if you can't get Jamel, I would love if you're jumping up to 168. I want you to go. I want you to go get. I want you to go get Big Bro. I want you to fall, Charlo.
Hold on, I couldn't hear what you said. You said who?
I said Boots and Jamal Charlo.
Oh, Jamal, I got Thurman and I got at the Earl Spence, I got Thurman, and I think he should fight Tim Tszyu.
Where would Tim Tszyu would be the best fight, because if you gotta go get your belts back, Jamel, you're gonna have to go through Crawford to do it. They're not just gonna give it back from Tim Tszyu, you know.
But he don't plan on coming back down to 54. You know, he don't have that mindset to go down there and get that.
Jamel said that. That's why why I'm saying this is because everybody always try to go to Canelo and say, hey man, everybody give him a pay, but all the niggas keep asking to fight this nigga. So I'm not gonna hold it.
And truly,
that's a fact.
Truly, Canelo has came out and said some comments about Crawford as well. So we can't act like those
But also, he should have fought Benavidez already. Ain't nobody mentioning that. He should have fought Benavidez already.
We did say that.
No, I'm talking about it's not an outcry that he sit up here and made all these excuses not to fight Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? But it won't be wrong for him to face Crawford instead of Benavidez. You know why? Crawford's accomplished more than Benavidez.
Nah, that shit would be extremely wrong.
Extremely wrong.
We're not talking about what's right and wrong. We're talking about
it'll be a bigger
boxing.
draw
It's
financially,
business.
but it'll be
Boxing
a bigger
is
shaft.
first, bro. Boxing is a business first, bro.
A bigger draw. Hold on, talking about.
We're not talking about what's right and wrong.
Benavidez Crawford.
Benavidez and Canelo to me is a bigger draw than Canelo and Crawford. That's just my opinion.
You can believe that bullshit if you want to, bro.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
I know. I believe that because this is two motherfucking Mexicans fighting one another. That's what I believe. And one is a Mexican American. One is a Mexican. One is a Mexican American. Look, check this out, man. Let's just cut all this shit, bro.
Who has momentum right now? Crawford or Benavidez?
Spence.
That would be the battle for
This would be the battle for
the face of boxing.
Somebody tell me. Hold on 1 second, bro. Somebody tell me, because see, documentation be conversation. Somebody tell me how many PPVs did Spence and Bud sell, and that was supposed to be one of the biggest fights.
That's irrelevant. No, hold on. I'm asking a different weight class.
Bro. Why you don't want to answer the question though? Y'all niggas now niggas talk about numbers every day. Now niggas don't know the numbers.
No, not this.
It was supposed to be 700,000.
Numbers is not accurate. Those numbers are not accurate, bro.
Okay, well, just give me some numbers.
Why are you bringing it up? It's not accurate.
Just give me some numbers. It don't matter what.
You know what is accurate? A box wreck. You know what is? 2-time undisputed. You talking about one?
No, again, bro.
Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez is gonna do over 1 million pay-per-views, bro. Easy.
And what the fuck you think him and Benavidez gonna do?
It's gonna do. It won't do nowhere close to 1 million.
Man, y'all smoking.
Numbers. Nobody's talking about Benavidez plant numbers.
Bro, time out, dog. Hold on, man. Please, Zone, please mute everybody, please. Everybody talking about Crawford like this nigga numbers is just out of fucking control. Niggas just thought niggas just time out, bro. Everybody shut it down because I'm finna give y'all niggas some truth. All right? And this ain't Earl Spence Jr., nigga. This me, Phil Walker. Check this out. This some truth right here. Nigga. Bud Crawford numbers was only good because he had a good dance partner. Outside of every motherfucking dance partner that named, everybody dance partner, bro, listen to me. Everybody numbers outside of Earl Spence Jr., Crawford's numbers has been shitty. So when somebody, hold on 1 second. Somebody, hold on, brother, hold on. So when somebody comes to me and says this right here, Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford does 1 million pay-per-views, I just can't believe it. Because really, we don't have any supported documentation to verify that. The only nigga we talking about,
Terrence Crawford, damn near touched it at 700,000+. What are you talking about?
Hold on.
You telling me? Wait. Wait, see, now I done let you get your bars off.
But you didn't let me get my bars. You didn't let me get my bars off. Nigga,
you've been talking all night. Phil, goddamn.
Nigga, I got off. Nigga, I jumped off the call.
You've been cutting other niggas off. You've been cutting niggas off, and we've been allowing you still to have the floor.
We good?
All right, we're just taking a little break. Phil was on for a while, Cam. Phil was on for a while, Cam, and you had the floor and you'll come back. We'll just do a rotation. We'll break it up.
I was gonna say when you're done talking, be like, I'm good or I'm done.
So let's start just to cool it off because Cam.
Go around in the circle, Zone. Go around in the circle, man.
You know how we used to get down. D Block. We'll start with D Block. Cam. Listen now, Cam, because you got this bad now. When you get the floor, say all the shit you want to say. Phil is behind you. That means he gonna counter the shit you said. You can't be itching in your ass, bro, because he behind you. You can't get mad. You just gotta wait your next turn. Phil, combat is behind you. When he get on his shit and counter you, you gotta let the man finish. Wait till it come back around. I'm gonna get out of I'm gonna get out of this one to shorten the rotation up so AC can get in. D Block, we'll start with you. Cam, Phil, come back, AC, then back to D Block. D Block, you go ahead.
If we had to pick, let's say Thurman doesn't get the Crawford fight next, who do you guys want Crawford to fight? Should Crawford go to 154? Should Danny Garcia go and fight a Tim Tszyu to take a belt and then have something to stand on at 154? Or should they fight each other? Because they haven't even fought each other, to be honest with you. We haven't seen a Thurman and a Danny Garcia fight. Or should they still continue to try to fight at, or should they go for, maybe a Spence fight? I just want to know if Thurman doesn't, or Danny Garcia doesn't get a Crawford fight, instead of barking at, the top dog, who else can you fight to put you in that limelight? Is fighting Ennis going to actually propel you to get to a Crawford fight? So I want to know that. And can someone answer, did Boots turn down a fight with Crawford, or that never happened?
Yes, he turned it down.
Go ahead, I'm done.
That happened.
Cam, you got the floor. It's on you.
I was gonna say, to answer your question, we had the situation come up where Bozy did say that the call was made to them and they told him that they need to contact Showtime, but we found out he said he wouldn't.
I knew it was something like that. I saw something like that.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay.
Man.
No doubt. Now, I just wanted to say, when we say that Terrence Crawford is and versus Canelo Alvarez would not be the biggest fight in boxing, I don't think that's arguably true, in that Canelo Alvarez has been called the face of boxing on the business side, and then we know that Terrence Crawford has been called arguably the number one pound for pound fighter in boxing. So that would be number one versus number one, the battle to see who the man is in boxing. You can call it undisputed versus undisputed. You could put so many different monikers and titles on this thing. I feel like Canelo Alvarez, with bringing the Latin fan base, bringing another country in Mexico, as well as just his huge notoriety and what he brings to the table and does in the sport of boxing, along with Terrence Bud Crawford's now new notoriety and him being and becoming so big in the sport, I think that this fight would be huge. It would be like really a mega fight.
Let me ask the question. Real quick. Just like Bivol, hold on. Let me ask. Hold on.
No, you should have wrote it down. No. Because Cam, you finished passing the field. You save it for the next round. D Block, you coming back around? You did that. That's how this shit gonna get out of control. It's gonna be crazy.
But I was saying, I feel like that fight would be huge when we say that I feel like over 1 million pay-per-view buys, especially in this climate and for what this fight could potentially do. I could see it being very large. Now, as far as it being historical and all-time great as far as pay-per-view buy, I'm not going to go that far. That's a reach. That's a stretch. That's some old hometown cooking ass shit. You know what I'm saying? But to be logical and to say that this fight could do well over 1 million to damn near 1.5 million pay-per-view buys between both of those fighters respectively in their accolades and what they bring to the table, I feel like that fight is the biggest fight in boxing outside of the heavyweight undisputed championship. Because, heavyweight always will reign supreme over all the other divisions in the sense of boxing. So when it comes down to it, when you talk about heavyweight undisputed, that's to talk about who the man is in boxing. I feel like a Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford matchup would be the most talked about thing, since I would even go as far to say, this would be a Floyd Pacquiao, a Hagler Hearns, if this goes the way that we think this were to go, this would be people saying that they're looking at, and I've gone as far to say this, they'll be trying to say that Terrence Crawford is the reincarnation of Sam Langford. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, he's winning titles and everything. He's doing everything. He's jumping all over the place, knocking guys out. You know what I'm saying? Like the notoriety to go behind this, man, it would be huge. But that's my cook.
All right, man. So you did a good job at selling the fight because, you know, like you said, hometown cooking. You know, that's exactly what you just did. Hometown cooking. You gave a great pitch. You gave a great pitch to the fight. But the truth of the matter is, that fight is not bigger than Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. It's just not, man. You know, see me, I'm in the mind frame of a motherfucker really gotta show me what's real. You understand what I'm saying? I know a lot of this shit you like to predict the fight, and you know, let's not act like that part of the reason why the Spence and Bud fight didn't happen earlier was because they couldn't really gauge the numbers because Crawford numbers was just so fucking shitty. We had no real numbers to really go on to really pay him what he was asking for. You understand what I'm saying? You know, they like, hey, look, this is the proof that's in the pudding right here. This is what we see on paper, black and white. Nobody's talking about Crawford's skills, okay? Nobody's not even having that fucking discussion. We know he's the man. He's been the man for a long fucking time. That's not what this conversation is about. You understand what I'm saying? It's about what he brings to the table in viewership, okay? And the truth is, he don't really bring shit on that side. People really started finding out who the fuck Terrence Boyd Crawford was. You know why? That's nobody's fault but Crawford. Crawford is not very talkative. He's not very active on social media. He doesn't do a lot of interviews. He was just that guy that said, Bob Arum, get me the good fights and I'm a whoop ass. That's who he has been his whole entire career. So when it came time for him to be that name, that face, people barely could even put the face with the fucking name. That's the truth of the matter, bro. So with that being said, anytime Canelo Alvarez gets into a ring with a worthy opponent, somebody that we think can potentially beat him, he's going to do numbers. Okay, I think he's going to do fairly good numbers against Jermell Charlo because that's the same pitch line you just did. That's the same pitch line they're giving right now against Charlo, except it's not 2 times undisputed, it's 1 time undisputed. But half the motherfuckers buying the pay-per-view ain't gonna know the fucking difference because we all know what sells pay-per-views. It's casual fucking fans, bro. So when we really break this shit down and we go to the Mexican monster, the guy that they saying everybody is fucking ducking, the guy that's been stopping every motherfucking thing. You understand what I'm saying? A guy who has a story within his own fucking right. A guy that's been fell off the horse and got back on that bitch and really doing everything he need to do to get a Canelo Alvarez fight. You understand what I'm saying? And he say, man, I don't think Canelo wants to fight me. This is how they gonna pitch that right there. And the truth of the matter is Mexican versus Mexican, bro, the Mexicans is gonna sell the pay-per-view. Whether it's Crawford, whether it's Benavidez, the Mexicans are the one that's gonna buy it. Because I hate to say this, we be on some bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we wanna dream the shit and all this other kind of shit. We be on some fuck shit sometimes. We don't want to support the brother like he need to be supported, right? So what I'm saying is the Mexicans is what's going to buy the motherfucking fight, okay? And it's a lot of motherfuckers out here in boxing that think Benavidez can actually beat Canelo Alvarez. See, the difference is this is going to be the changing of the guard right here. Because right now, Canelo is the face of motherfucking boxing outside of the Gypsy King Tyson Fury. You understand what I'm saying? So I say that to say this right here. If Canelo loses to Benavidez, it's going to be a changing of the guard. He's a fresher fighter. And guess what? He hungry, bro. He done made his mistakes. He done came back in. Like I said, he got a story of his own. You dig? Look, documentation, deconversation every day of the week, man. The truth of the matter is, and I'm going to reiterate this, Crawford just don't sell. He got lucky to have a good dance partner in Earl Spence Jr., who had a previous fight against another Mexican, okay, where they sold pretty decent amount of pay-per-views, close to 500,000. Okay, in Mikey Garcia. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, man, that's no different. Mexican versus Mexican, Mexican American. On top of that, right there, bro, it's easily hands down. Benavidez is the better fight, and Benavidez is the bigger fight.
WCS.
All right. All right, cool.
Hey, look, if you niggas can't, you niggas get lost, boy. Go ahead. It's on you, CS.
I had to wake the fuck up from listening to Phil on there for like 10 freaking hours.
Well, I had to match Cam. I ain't gonna let Cam outside. I had to match Cam.
I feel you, man. Hey, check this out, though. It was some contradiction there. Okay, let's talk about numbers, which I don't like doing. First of all, that 500,000 that you're talking about, that's inaccurate. All right, that's incorrect. Okay, we talk about Mexican versus Mexican when it comes to Canelo, David Benavidez. But for a long time, and this caveat off what you said about Terrence Crawford having shitty numbers and everything, right? So when it comes to Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia, for a long time, that was the only bragging rights that Errol Spence had was Mikey Garcia over there at AT&T Stadium. That was the pay-per-view numbers, which came up to like a little over 300,000, supposedly. That was the highest pay-per-view he had that was on bragging rights until he stepped in there with Crawford. Crawford happened to be another black fighter. That proves that stereotype can be broken. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be Mexican versus Mexican. It can just basically go off the accolades and achievement that both fighters had up to that point to draw the crowd in, draw the consumers in, put the butts in the seats. And Crawford and Spence was able to do that. Now, we can sit up here and say, well, who had more pay-per-views? Okay, we can give Errol Spence that checkbox, okay? But together, collectively, they did the biggest numbers they ever had in any of their fights on their resume. Now moving forward to basically sell this fight with him and Canelo Alvarez, for one, Canelo is who he is, like you said. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the faces of boxing. Crawford's a face of boxing too. He just made history, right? So you get 2 times undisputed, you get undefeated, and also it's a point right now with the boxing consumers. They want to see can either one, Terrence Crawford continue to knock these motherfuckers out, or they want to see Canelo beat his ass. They want to see somebody defeat Crawford. Crawford is in that position right now where people want to see if he can lose, because he's going in here and July 29th, he made that shit look so easy off a fighter that they felt is going to pressure the shit out of him, break him down, and he was going to potentially end up stopping the dude. So I really think that Crawford facing Canelo Alvarez with the momentum that he has, the accolades that he has, the medals that he just picked up, it'll be bigger than David Benavidez, because you can't tell me one fight that Benavidez has to compliment him heading there with Canelo. It's not. What fight is that? It was a whole fest with him and Caleb Plant. It was one of the most boringest fights at super middleweight. And then nobody's talking about the numbers that Canelo just had with John Ryder. Nobody's talking about that shit, but he fought the nigga. He fought John Ryder. Nobody's talking about that, because Canelo is just not doing 1 million pay-per-views just by himself off anybody he fight. What numbers did he do with Abner Yildirim? What numbers did he do with Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant? I mean, what numbers are we talking about? So at the end of the day, Crawford has the momentum, man. He's earned that shit. And a black versus a Mexican can sell just as much as 2 Mexicans, because that don't mean both of the Mexicans has equal equity in selling pay-per-views. David Benavidez is off the charts. He can't even register when it comes to Canelo Alvarez. So Benavidez and Terrence Crawford is pretty much in the same position when it comes to pay-per-views, except when you want to talk about what they have been able to achieve, what their resume looking like, their body of work, then it's separation. Now we're talking about more people want to see Crawford go in there and coming up 3 weight classes or whatever the fuck it is, and goddamn fight Canelo Alvarez instead of Benavidez, who's, yes, he's a true 168 pounder. He's the Mexican monster, and people would like to see that, but he doesn't have the star power of a Terrence Crawford. That's my time.
All right, so I'm gonna go with this. I'm not gonna do the pay-per-view numbers. I'm gonna just hit you with absolute facts. Okay, as far as ESPN is concerned, when you Google this, now Phil, you can Google this. Terrence Bud Crawford is one of ESPN's top guys who has views. He's one of their best sellers when it comes to gate numbers on top when he was on Top Rank. So pay-per-views, all right, that's whatever. But putting asses in seats, Terrence Crawford ain't never had an issue with that. He's never had an issue with people viewing his fights. Okay? So when I look at David Benavidez' viewership versus a Terrence Bud Crawford's viewership, David Benavidez is not even on the same planet. When you said people don't really know who Bud Crawford is, people know who he is because he is, in this era, the longest running #1 pound-for-pound fighter. It ain't Canelo. It ain't David Benavidez. It's Terrence Bud Crawford. Those are the facts. So you could say what you want to say, but that don't mean it's actual facts. So at the end of the day, when I look at Bud Crawford, #1 pound-for-pound, the longest running guy on the pound-for-pound list, who's never been popped dirty, who's never lost his belts on the scale or any stupid shit like that, the consummate of what you call a true champion. When I look at that guy and I say, what fight would I pay money for if I had the choice of Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez or Terrence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez? My money's going on Bud. And I'm just saying that, because I'm a huge Campbell vouch for this. I'm a huge David Benavidez fan. When dudes told me I was crazy in saying Benavidez is going to stop Canelo Alvarez, motherfuckers told me I was crazy. And I said, all right, but y'all sleeping on my boy Y'all sleeping on my boy Benavidez. That's how much of a fan I am of his. But I'm also a realist. I also deal in reality. And knowing that David Benavidez's accomplishments versus Terrence Bud Crawford's accomplishments, who's the bigger household name? It's Terrence Bud Crawford. So I know that guy is going to put asses in seats. I know he's going to do what he has to do to sell that fight, just like he helped sell the Errol Spence fight. So at the end of the day, I'm never concerned with pay-per-view numbers because at the end of the day, I cannot believe by any stretch of the imagination what PBC says, because they'll say a fighter did X, Y, and Z, and the pay-per-views were X, Y, and Z. But then when you go at the end of the year, which it's just public information, that fighter's net worth, it doesn't match what he's supposed to be doing as far as these pay-per-view numbers. So I'm just that type of guy that at the end of the fourth quarter, just to see where people be trying to talk about these fighters have all of this money, I'm the guy who actually Googled shit like that, these fighters' net worth. So when I look at their net worth, I see Bud Crawford's. I can look at a David Benavidez. I can look at a Tank Davis. I can look at a Ryan Garcia. I can look at a Devin Haney. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, that other stupid shit don't matter because it's what you negotiate for your absolute pay and then what you take home for that. And I know Bud is the businessman that I like to see when it comes down to this type of shit. So for me, when I put all of that together, the way he carries himself in and out the ring, when I look at his viewerships and shit like that, I say, listen, I know for an absolute fact the fight between Terrence Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez is much bigger, because if it wasn't, people would be like, no, Bud need to sit the fuck down because everybody don't nobody want to see that fight. We out here, we want to see David Benavidez. Give David Benavidez his shot. Yo, let's go. Hashtag David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. Ain't nobody fucking talking about David Benavidez. Not the casuals, not even the diehard fans. That's a wish list fight. But everybody's definitely talking about Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford if that should happen. So let's just stay in the realm of reality. And at the end of the day, that's just my cook. Let's just stay in the realm of reality. Facts matter over opinions. That's my cook.
Sorry, D Block. D Block is on you. You got it. Yeah, go ahead, D Block.
One thing I wanna ask the panel, or whoever want to answer, which is when Crawford beat Spence, I thought that, like, let's say Crawford beat Spence, doesn't he collect all the viewers, all those Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowgirls, fuck the Cowgirls, but all those fans that were fans of Spence should technically be new fans of Crawford. That's how you build your legacy. That's how you build your fan base. So I was thinking, if you were to fight a Canelo Alvarez, see, it didn't happen with Bivol, and I don't know if Canelo can be knocked off of his throne, but it depends on how you beat him and who beats him. So if Crawford were to fight a Canelo, I think Crawford will win. But as far as would he get that fan base that Canelo holds, because Bivol didn't get it, you know? And same thing as far as Joe Budden used to say, you know, we made a list of the hottest and ignored the nicest. It's like, we understand he's popular, but he's obviously not the best fighter in the world. Nobody here is saying Canelo is pound for pound number one. He could be pound for pound number one in sales, and we need a face for boxing. We need one, but I don't know if some fans, diehards, because we are the ones that matter, you guys. Believe it or not, casuals. I went to a fight. Motherfuckers ran up on Willie Monroe Jr.
You made your sick.
Yeah,
I only ran up because everybody else ran up and got an autograph, and they didn't even know who the fuck he was. So it was like, you know what I mean? I had a dude in there. The dude bet me $400. I was at the Crawford versus what's my man's name? The Olympian. I forgot his name. He tapped his head a couple times. Man, I forgot his name. I got the T-shirt and everything. But I was at the Crawford fight. My man pulled out $400 talking about Crawford's going to get his ass whooped. I bet him. I took his money real quick because I knew, you know, being a diehard, that Crawford's not losing this fight. I want to say it was Davis. I forgot who the fuck it was. It was the Olympian, the gold medal Olympian that he fought. He only had one fight. He actually caught Crawford. But what I'm saying, Diaz. Diaz, you see him? He betted me that Diaz was going to beat Crawford. I'll take his $400 real quick. But I was actually surprised that he paid me. But just the fact of him being a casual, he was there giving, yelling and screaming, going crazy about it, but didn't know who the nicest was. He just knew about somebody who was hot at the time and ended up losing his money. But my thing is this: if Crawford fights Canelo, will Crawford take the fan base? Because I think he did take the fan base of a Spence. He didn't just take it, because those same fans that saw Spence lose will watch Spence fight again. But they will now tune in to Crawford fighting anybody as well. So will he be able to take Canelo's fan base and literally become the face of boxing? Or if he beats him, it's going to be just like Bivol beating him, and it's not going to be, he's really not going to accomplish anything besides just, yeah, you fought him, but it's how you beat him. We still believe Canelo's because they still rank Canelo above Bivol in the rankings. A lot of people got Canelo above Bivol still. They don't even consider Beterbiev or Beterbiev. That's my dude right there. But they definitely consider Canelo still top 10 pound for pound. So I just wanted to know, I thought that the fighter collects the fans of that recent fighter, because they just had recently Tank outsold Canelo. They fought close by, and Tank outsold, I think Canelo fought in May, right? And then Tank fought, I think it was, they tried to say it was Mikey or Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
But I thought that Tank sold more than Canelo. That was one of the arguments that was floating around at one point. But I don't know if Canelo can ever be knocked off his throne, or maybe fans just like a nice guy to be on the throne. Some fans don't like somebody. If I'm the best, right? What's the problem with me coming out and telling you I'm the best? It's sort of like, yeah, you're the best, but don't tell me you're the best. You know, it's like, man, if I'm the best, I'm gonna tell you I'm the best. They said one time when Jordan came out of the tunnel when he was on the Wizards, they were like, yo, Jordan, how come you don't come out when everybody else comes out? How come you don't come out with the team when everybody else comes out? And Jordan was like, motherfucker, they all came to see me. They ain't come here to see you. I come out by myself. And it was like, well, yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? A lot of people came to see, actually, they know Jordan going to lose. He's on the Wizards, but he comes out by himself because they came to see me. I'm the best, you know? So I always loved a fighter who wasn't scared to come out to say, I'm the best, and then prove it. Crawford's just not going to do that, you know? Crawford would just, well, I've been calling these fighters out. I've been calling them out, you know? It's like, yeah, but don't be ashamed to just say, I'm better than you. And I wholeheartedly respect what Crawford did when he beat Spence. If you guys saw the post-fight, and Spence was like going to sit down, and Crawford had Spence's belts, and he handed them back to Spence. You know, he had his own belts, but he handed Spence back his belts that he takes home with him. And it just seemed like so much class, so much respect. Even though I just beat your ass, I still got so much respect for you that I would never tarnish your name. I would never, you know, throw you under the bus or, you know, talk dirty down on you, because as much as I talk shit about my opponent, it's going to demolish or, you know, diminish my accomplishment of beating you. So I wonder sometime, you know, just to, you know, I don't mean go around the board, but does a fighter collect the new fans of someone that he beat? Because I'm pretty sure the people that saw Bivol beat Canelo, they might not be tuning in to the next Bivol fight. We will. We're the diehards. We know who the nicest is. But is that true? Or is it just Canelo's on top until he retires and there's nothing nobody can do about it? Not Jamel, not Crawford, not Benavidez. Canelo's going to have his fan base no matter what. And I was just wondering that. That's my time.
God damn, man. I went to sleep on your shit, Kendall. God damn. So look.
Damn, I'm with the hey, somebody come pick me up. I took a flight. God damn, D-Block. God damn, I'm glad y'all got it out. See, this shit would have been on forever. But go ahead.
Hey, look. Nah, man, look, man. I mean, let me say this right here, man. So motherfuckers wouldn't talk about pay-per-view buys because you know why? Crawford don't have them. It's easy to say I'm not gonna talk about the pay-per-views because my fighter don't really got a lot of pay-per-views. So we gonna omit the pay-per-views, right, bro? Look, this is the deal right here, man. Truth of the matter is, bro, Bud Crawford fights on ESPN. Even if a nigga wasn't looking at the fight, ESPN is showing a nigga looking at the fight. Cause I'll be honest with you, my shit hardly. I got about 10 TVs in my house. I can guarantee you at least 5 of them on ESPN right now. I'm 100% sure. Now I don't know how they know how many motherfuckers is watching the fight. I don't know how that is, but I know when it comes to viewership, ESPN is leading in viewership over Fox. This is not nothing that we can't prove. We can pull these numbers up and we can prove it. And we can also compare other people's numbers to Crawford's numbers when they also fight on ESPN, whose name is not Terrence Bud Crawford. And I can guarantee you it's not a whole lot of drop-off. It's not a whole lot of drop-off. But anyway, man, with that being said, man, you know, my boy earlier was talking about the facts and all this other kind of stuff, man. Look, man, the real deal about this right here, man. Look, I do think Crawford is a hell of a fighter. I do think Crawford is the boxing with them hands. He is the face of boxing with them hands. Okay, but that's not what this conversation is about right now. This conversation is about who is the bigger opponent, who's the bigger fight. People have been calling for this Benavidez and this Canelo fight for so fucking long. Somebody said earlier, I think it was my man up in the corner right there. He said, nobody's even talking about the Benavidez and Canelo fight. And the first thing I said to myself is, then why the fuck we talking about the Benavidez and the Canelo fight? You know why? Because motherfuckers is actually talking about the shit. That don't even make fucking sense at all. He said you want to be real and you want shit to happen that actually can happen. What makes more sense? A nigga fight somebody that's in his weight class, or a nigga moving up 2 weight classes to fight a motherfucker who ain't established nothing within that weight class? To me, if we being real, it sounds like a motherfucker that's in your weight class that's been fighting mandatory eliminator after mandatory eliminator to get a shot at you, who is to be said that that Canelo Alvarez could potentially be ducking you. Your name is the Mexican Monster, and nobody wants to fight you, bro. Everybody's talking about this shit. Motherfuckers been talking about the Benavidez fight since Canelo moved his ass up to 168 pounds. I can tell you one conversation that's been very popular. Canelo is undisputed, but we don't really even know if he the best motherfucker at the division because he still ain't fought David fucking Benavidez. You know what? And I'm one of those guys. And I'm a fucking huge advocate for Canelo Alvarez. I've been riding with this motherfucker since forever. You understand what I'm saying? So I say that to say this, man. David Benavidez is by far the biggest fight, bro. Again, we can bring up these numbers and everything, bro. Crawford sold 120 motherfucking thousand against Avenesian. Boo-boo. Trash. Bro, that's not great fucking numbers. I'm sorry. And then we can go back and we can track all this. We can track all of his actual pay-per-view fights. Over 3 fights, Terrence Boy Crawford didn't even crack 350,000 buys, bro. So I wouldn't want to talk about the PPV buys either. And, you know, here we go with the PBC conspiracy theory shit. Man, it don't match it. I don't trust nothing coming from over there. This and that. I can tell you one thing I can trust, though. I know Crawford told Earl Spence Jr., hey, we can get $25 million a piece. Okay, guaranteed. After the fight, Bud Crawford came out and said, nah, I'm glad we didn't take that guaranteed money. You know why? Because doing it this way, we made more than $25 million doing it this way. So you don't have to believe the numbers that come out of the PBC, Showtime, or any of the motherfucking establishments that PBC are associated with. But the truth of the matter is, I don't see how these motherfuckers continuously get some of the best fighters in the fucking world to continuously stay within that motherfucking stable. And those are some of the most inactive motherfuckers I ever seen in my life. They gotta be getting paid. I don't know where the money coming from. I don't know how they getting it, but somehow, I don't know if Al Heyman got their motherfucking kids kidnapped somewhere up in the building and they forcing them to fight. But I'm gonna tell you this one thing I know for sure. Motherfuckers go over there and they fight with PBC and Al Heyman because for the one reason, they getting more money with PBC and Al Heyman than in any other network they would be participating in. Half these motherfuckers left from Golden Boy. Now Crawford is left from Top Rank. You understand what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez was with Golden Boy. He was with the Zone. Now he's over there with PBC Showtime. So, man, look, bro, at the end of the day, man, I am a realist. I see what's going on. And the truth of the matter is this right here. Canelo Alvarez obviously is the face of boxing. No matter who he fights, especially if it's a good opponent, they're going to do good numbers. Okay? You know, even if the numbers are comparable with Terrence Bud Crawford and David Benavidez, let's just say they both do 700,000. To me, David Benavidez is still the bigger fight for that division. And I rest my case.
All right. All right, look.
Okay.
So we're 3 hours. We're at 3 hours.
I wanted to just carry that over something. I'll land the plane real fast.
I got you. I know what you got to do. I'm just letting you know everything so you can do it in one swoop. You can respond and then close out as well too, and then we'll go back to D Block. You just close out, tell everybody where they can find you, and then Phil, you'll get the last word, and we out of here. And that way you get it all at AC. So you got the flow. Go ahead.
Okay, so the reason why I don't talk about pay-per-views these days, and I'm gonna just name one spectacle, Jake Paul. I don't give a fuck who you name. None of them do Jake Paul pay-per-view numbers. That's why I don't talk about pay-per-view numbers, because of Jake Paul. So at the end of the day, Canelo doesn't sell like Jake Paul. Bud doesn't sell like Jake Paul. Spence don't sell like Jake Paul. None of those guys, none of these boxers sell pay-per-views like Jake Paul. So that's why I don't fuck around with the pay-per-view numbers. Just to clear that up for you. Here's another thing. PBC makes stars. ESPN or Top Rank makes champions. That's a fact. A fighter who's been chasing Canelo longer than Benavidez, Demetrius Andrade. You know, you feel what I'm saying? As far as Bud and the 25 million, that was because neither Errol nor Bud was getting a guarantee. Just to clear all of that up. So that's just how I see the game. I look at things a little bit different than other people because, like I said, I like to deal in the facts and being real about shit. As far as getting off that, I already said who I think the biggest fight is. I'm not going to dispute you. That's your opinion. It is what it is. I may disagree, but on this panel, we have the luxury to agree to disagree, which then makes a great debate at times. As far as the topic goes, I get where Zone 6 was coming from, where he didn't like the attitude and the shit talking of Bud Crawford saying he's not going to fight other people, but I also gave him my pushback, and I also say, well, dudes say, well, I'm not going to be fucking with this person, whatever, or that chick, whatever. Pew, turn around, a couple months later, they fucking with. So at the end of the day, I always look at it like this. Time is the great equalizer. Time lets us know whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Who you are today is not who you are tomorrow. The shit I talk today because I was in my feelings about what's going on social media and the company that I'm currently in a bed with. I have the luxury because I'm not, really signed to that company like that. As far as PBC having fighters that make the most money, that's just basically one fighter in Deontay Wilder. The rest of these guys are and Tank's last fight, the rest of these guys are still on the $1.5 million fucking payment plan. But I'm not the guy to be counting these guys' money because I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? They ain't investing in none of my restaurant concepts. They ain't investing in nothing that I'm doing. So I don't give a fuck about what money you got and don't have. So to land this plane, I get where some fans of Bud Crawford, he may have rubbed them the wrong way. For me, I look at it as being human. I can give him a mulligan. You know what I'm saying? I can overlook this thing. You feel what I'm saying? Because I look at his total body of work altogether, and I know what happened in the past when the opportunity was there. So for me, I don't take nothing. I'm not going to take nothing away. I'm still on that same bandwagon. I'm not kicking him out the car on the side of the road and shit like that. and it was a great conversation with you guys. That's my cook.
All right, no doubt. AC, my man. All right, man. We'll see you. Hey, we'll probably be back for some football just to let the audience know that real quick, man. Shout out to my boy AC, Cam, D Block, old school guy that come from the old system of YouTube. I know everybody getting ready to get out of here because we say we should rap. So I know you guys are moving on, doing your thing. So I just wanted to say that before we get out of here. Shout out to Cam, D Block, obviously Phil Walker. Of course, myself, and then my boy AC Rollo for joining us. 513, the whole chat. Go ahead, land the plane, and take us home, Phil.
Hey, man, look, check this out, man. It was a pleasure chopping it up with you guys, man, about this boxing. Always a pleasure, Zone6. Salute to you, man. You my big bro. Man, look, check this out, dog. I'm in agreement with Zone. You dig? I don't like the way Terrence Crawford is moving in this very moment. It has nothing to do with his skill set, has nothing to do with what he's accomplished. He's a phenomenal fighter. You understand what I'm saying? My thing is consistency. You understand? If you a Grizzly Bear on Monday, I need you to be a Grizzly Bear on Friday. You understand what I'm saying? If you want that smoke, then you want that fucking smoke. If you're the best in the world, prove that you're the best in the fucking world. Whoever step on your toes, you lay their motherfucking ass down. That's the kind of cloth I'm built from, and that's the kind of cloth I thought Terrence Crawford was built from. You did? So, with that being said, Terrence Crawford, hey man, show me that guy that you was before you made them statements, homie. Because that's the guy I want to see. That's the Crawford that I love. You understand what I'm saying? That from the attitude perspective, you know what I'm saying? From that dog perspective, not from your boxing skills and your ability, because we know you got that, but you got that it factor. And what made you so unique, you wasn't moving like a lot of these fuck niggas out here, but you displaying some fuck nigga characteristics and traits in those comments that you just made. You got time to clean that up. I understand you human, and motherfuckers change their mind. You did, but this never ends well for any motherfucker that's talking like this. So I leave y'all boys with this, man. It's been a great year for boxing, and Terrence Crawford gonna stop Earl Spence motherfucking ass again come December. So I don't want y'all to get it twisted and think that I still ain't rocking with the nigga, because he been the man for a long motherfucking time. He is pound for pound #1 in the motherfucking world. So don't get my perspective twisted with what I think the nigga doing inside the ring. Salute to the motherfucking YouTube sports community, because y'all already know that's what we doing around here. I'm out.
Break it down. Give me 5 people you're ready to fight right now.
Timothy Bradley, Paulie, Floyd Mayweather, Devin Alexander, and whoever the fans want to see.
Listen, I told you give them something visual, so you in the head and made your own YouTube-based TV show. It's an array of IPAs and fighters on the road. Got a question? Put them in your comment section right below. Barbershop talk while you're sitting in your living room.